the last 20 years, college football has undergone a significant transformation, shifting from a run-heavy under-center offensive attack to a spread pass-heavy, super offensive style of play. We witnessed the rise of the greatest dynasty in the history of the game and the introduction of the first ever college football playoff. But what if we could reset history back to 2002 and see what changes? So I did just that. I started with a new NCAA roster and I created 30 of the best players in college football that were playing in 2002, and I placed them at their respective school. But here's where it gets crazy. Every offseason, I will create the top 24 recruits from that season's real-life recruiting class, and we will track the recruiting process to see where each one ends up. This recruiting is the lifeblood that will create the new college football powers, and we will see who will rise to the top and create new dynasties that will reshape the college football world. We also follow along with each season, looking at player stats, tracking team records, jumping into some of the biggest games from the season to watch live, and seeing who is crowned national champion at the end of each year. And we will be doing this for each season from 2002 all the way until the end of the 2022 season. Now, in total in this series, I created over 420 recruits over 19 recruiting classes, and we will be simulating through 21 seasons. I believe this will be the biggest thing anyone has ever attempted in the history of NCAA football on YouTube, and this series will have 4 or 5 parts, and in total it will be more than 12 hours long. Now, this is actually going to be part 4 of this series. Part 1, 2, and 3 are already out, and if you missed them, they will be linked down in the description below. In the first video, we went through the first 6 seasons from 2002 to 2007. Then video 2, we simmed through 5, so 2008 to 2012. For part 3, we went from 2013 to 2017, and this is the finale, the final episode, and we will be going from 2017 to today. All right, so here we go, guys. This is going to be the start of the 4th video, and this should be the final video in this series. So it's going to be a 4-part series overall. It's going to be close to 12 hours long. Absolutely insane. Now, guys, if you haven't watched the other 3, the first part, part 1, 2, and 3, if you haven't watched that yet, I will link a playlist down in the description that you can click on and watch the other, part 1, 2, and 3 first if you guys are interested. And also, guys, if you're enjoying this series, it took a ton of work and a ton of time, so you can definitely sub if you guys, enjoyed it and are wanting to catch future videos as well. Now, it has actually been over a month since I last recorded one of these videos, so I did, I went back, watched some stuff, looked at my notes and all that, so I kind of remember where everyone is and what's going on, but it's going to be a little bit of catch up as we go. I make Madden content. Madden 23 or 24 just dropped, so last month I've just been doing that while these videos are coming out. So the end of last video, Ohio State won the national championship. That is their 3rd real, kind of 4th natty, so they are 1st overall in national championship. Then for the recruiting rankings, it was Florida, USC, Nebraska, Georgia, Notre Dame. Now we are getting into, this is the 2018 season, 2019 recruiting class, I believe. Yeah, 2019 recruiting class, 2018 season. So this recruiting class, I would say, is good, not incredible, not amazing, but good. I'd say last year was unreal. This one is very good though. Okay, so all the prospects are made. There's 23. This one's very balanced. There's players kind of at each position, gonna help a lot of teams. I don't even remember 100% what people need and stuff. We're gonna go back, look at all the rosters right here after this though. Okay, so we're gonna go through QBs first, and we have 2. We have Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler. So Spencer Rattler, one of the top recruits in the country when he came out, he ended up going to Oklahoma, transferring to South Carolina, but he's leaning Cal, New Mexico, USC, Stanford, Boise State. USC really needs a quarterback from what I remember, so that would be huge. Then we have Sam Howell, who went to UNC in real life. Now he's the starter for the Redskins. Then we got Rutgers, Georgia Tech, and Vautech. Okay, if we go to running back, we have 2. We have Breece Hall, #1 running back recruit in the country. Very, very good. Killing it for the Jets right now. He went to Iowa State. He's leaning SC, Bama, Florida, Georgia Tech. Then our other one is Zach Charbonnet, also leaning California, or he's from California, looking like he's going to stay out in the Pac-12. SC, Stanford, Cal, UCLA, UW. Okay, then if we go wide receivers, we got 4. We got Garrett Wilson, obviously went to Ohio State, killing it for the Jets now. He's leaning Texas, Tennessee, Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, A&M, USC, Miami. Then we have Jamison Williams, who also went to Ohio State. He's leaning Tennessee, Notre Dame, OU, Georgia, USC. We have George Pickens, who ended up going to Georgia. He's looking at UNC, Florida State, Miami, Tennessee, Georgia. If UNC was able to get Pickens and Howell, that would set them up for sure. The last one is Drake London. He went to USC in real life. He's leaning Miami, Notre Dame, Georgia, Tennessee, A&M. Okay, we have one tight end. It is going to be Luke Musgrave, who went to Oregon State, I believe. He leaning USC, Texas, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Ohio State. He's only a 4-star, but he's pretty good. He's probably more of a 5-star talent. Okay, we have 3 offensive linemen. We have Charles Cross, first-round pick by the Seahawks. He went to Mississippi State. He's leaning UNC, Miami, Notre Dame, Florida State. Then we have Evan Neal, top 10 pick for the Giants. He went to Alabama. He's leaning Tennessee, USC, Ohio State, OU. Last one is Darnell Wright. He was just picked by Chicago. He went to Tennessee in real life. He's leaning Vautech, UNC, Notre Dame, Maryland. Okay, then we go to the end. We have Travon Walker, went to Georgia. He's from Georgia in real life. UNC's looking like they might get some big time players here. First overall pick in the NFL draft, UNC, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Miami. Then we have Kayvon Thibodeau, who is one of the top recruits in the country when he came out. He got drafted by the Giants. He went to Oregon. He's leaning USC, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State. And I believe we have one. Oh no, we only have 2 DMs. We have 1 D tackle though. It is Mozzie Smith. Is from Michigan, went to Michigan in real life. He's leaning Notre Dame, Michigan, Michigan State, UNC. Then linebackers. We have a few good ones. So we have outside linebacker Nolan Smith, who I think he went to Georgia. He might have been even the #1 recruit in some services in the country when he came out. Just picked by the Eagles. He's leaning Texas, USC, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee. That's it for outside. Then we have 2 middles. We have Nakobe Dean, who also went to Georgia. You can see why Georgia turned out so good the last few years. They got some really good defensive recruits in these classes. He is leaning Georgia, then UNC, the U, and then Christian Harris, who went to Alabama. He's leaning Notre Dame, the U, Florida State, Tennessee. So very interesting. Yeah, UNC is kind of in the running for a ton of these guys. Okay, we have a really good recruiting corner class here. We have Derek Stingley, one of the best, freshman corners college football has ever seen at LSU. He's leaning Notre Dame, Tennessee, OU, USC, Florida State, though. Then we have Sauce Gardner, who went to Cincinnati, but obviously now he's going to be a big-time recruit. He's leaning Florida State, Georgia, OU, Air Force, Wisconsin. Then we have Trent McDuffie. He's leaning UNC, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia Tech, Georgia. So there we go. Really good, 3 really good corners. Then we have a free safety and a strong safety. So we have Daxton Hill. I believe he went to Michigan. He's leaning Florida State, Miami, Maryland, Auburn, Alabama. Then lastly, we have Kyle Hamilton, who went to Notre Dame in real life. That's where he's leaning. Really good, one of the better safeties we've seen in college football in a long time. So I don't know if it's the best, I'd say it's about an average recruiting class, but very good overall. Okay, we're going to get into the regular season here, and I'm going to look at the rosters because like I said, I haven't looked at any of this stuff in like a month. So I really got to catch up on where everyone's at, who's the good teams, all that. So we're going to be catching up together a little bit here. All right, here we go. We're going to look at the top 25 right now. Ohio State defending national champions, but they're only an A- overall. I don't think they're really in the running. Tennessee has had a run of insane recruiting classes. They are an A+. Georgia, A+. Notre Dame, A+ across the board. They look like the best overall team, maybe. Same with Texas, A+ across the board. North Carolina, good. I don't know if they're great. USC, A+ is across the board. Miami looks like they could be good. Oklahoma looks like they could be very good. Bunch of B's. A+. Bama, we're gonna definitely. Bama has not been very good in this whole sim. Florida looks like they could be really good. So we're gonna try to look at all those teams. It's gonna, like I said, I don't even remember who's on all the teams. So we gotta go we're gonna go through this pretty good here, just so I can actually get a good look. So Alabama, they got DJ Moore. Do they have a QB? That's always important. Oh, they have Kenny Pickett, only a sophomore too. So DJ Moore, Kenny Pickett, they got Roquan Smith. So this could be a little bit of a renaissance here for Alabama. If they, I don't know, maybe they got a new coach. It'd be cool to see Bama do a little something in this sim because they have not been very good. Auburn, they have Lamar Jackson and I remember they just had an insane, they had Lamar and Justin Herbert. The rest of their team is not very good, but they got those two. Probably not going to make much noise, though. Clemson, nothing. They haven't done anything the whole sim. Florida was one of the best overall teams. decent sophomore quarterback who could make some noise. Saquon and Damian Harris, 2 seniors. Wide receivers, yeah, okay, yeah, they had DK and AJ Brown. I remember that now. And they just picked up Justin Ross as a freshman too. So they have some good skill position players. Christian Wilkins on the inside. AJ Terrell, Chase Young, only a sophomore, Andrew Thomas. So, I mean, if they have some quarterback play, they could definitely do some damage. Florida State, not really done anything this sim. Georgia looks like they're one of the best teams in the country. Dwayne Haskins, 97 overall, only a sophomore. Tremaine Edmonds on the inside, Minka Fitzpatrick, Derek Brown, Mike Hughes, Jonah Williams, Jared Judy. They got Mac Jones in the wings at quarterback as well, and Justin Fields. So, Georgia looks like kind of around the same time they started to really pick it up in real life, you know, around the 2018, 2019. They look like they could be kind of doing the same here. So Georgia looks like they could go on a bit of a run here. LSU, nothing really. Haven't really done anything the whole sim. Miami has got really good recruits. They just got Trevor Lawrence, I remember, freshman, you know, absolute super stud. Calvin Ridley's throwing too, so he's got a good weapon there. I know they've got some good recruits lately. Yeah, they look decent. Could be in a few years though, if Trevor Lawrence turns out to be what, you know, he could be, then they could be in a really, really good spot. Michigan had that really good point kind of in the middle of the sim where they were just unbelievable, but have not been great since then. They do have Miles Sanders fits in at running back, but I'm not expecting a ton from them this year. Nebraska, nothing really. Notre Dame, they were a 99 across the board. Cam Thomas, they got this Reggie Hall at quarterback, 99 overall senior. Do they have anything else behind? They have nothing behind them. So this is like a make or break year for Notre Dame. They really need to do something. They have Brian Burns, Trevon Diggs, Chase Claypool, Najee Harris. They have a ton of talent throughout and a really good quarterback. They need to make this season count for Notre Dame. Have they ever won a national championship? I don't think they have. They've always kind of been in the running, but I don't think they've actually ever got it done. Let me go look at my notes here. Yeah, I don't even know. They've been to one. They haven't, and they have had one of the better recruiting classes, been a top 5 team most years, have only made one, lost it. So that is kind of disappointing for them. Ohio State won the Natty last year, still have some talent, but I don't think, like they have, they do not look like they can compete with those other teams, but you never know. Ross, they got a decent freshman in the wings there. Henry Ruggs, going to be good for them. 98 speed on the outside. But yeah, I don't think they're winning much this year. Oklahoma, 99 overall. Quinnen Williams on the inside. Cedric Williams, don't know him. But Isaiah Simmons. Not a lot of our guys, but looks like they could do some damage. They always get good QB play. Got this 95 overall junior. So he's going to be, should be there for 2 more years. And they have Will Levis in the wings. So you know, big armed Will Levis, you know, taking over at OU. That definitely makes some sense. Oregon, yeah. Ooh, Oregon is not good now. Penn State, how have they been? Yeah, not much for Penn State. They got DeAndre Swift. Tennessee has been getting some insane recruiting classes. They got De'Aaron Payne, Gardner Johnson there. Dante Jackson. Oh, I think they have an insane secondary. T. Higgins. Once again, though, I think they've always really struggled at getting the QBs, and, you know, hopefully this green plays well for them. But you got Damian Pierce and James Cook, 2 nice freshman running backs, really going to tote the rock for them. That'll be big. Got T. Higgins, only a sophomore. Let him just be your number 1 for the next few years. That should be all good. They got Kyle Pitts too, right? And I think they got Penei Sewell. They got Jedrick Willis. So they started getting some big O linemen, which they were also struggling at getting, I remember. Yeah, they got some really nice offensive. Mekhi Becton. How's their D-line? Hutchinson, De'Aaron Payne. Don't really have the young guy in behind. Oh, this Curtis Morris looks like he could be decent. Senior there. Patrick Queen in the wings at middle linebacker. And I know their corners. Yeah, they got Okudah and Dante Jackson right there. And I think they got some good, they got Gardner Johnson and a decent strong safety as well. So Tennessee, if they get QB play, they're going to be right in the middle of it all. Right. Texas has been on a run of QBs. They got Kyler Murray and Josh Allen in the same year. They have a ton of just young QB talent. So yeah, they're in a really good spot there. Running back, Lindsey looks really good for, especially his age. Christian Kirk is a senior, so this is kind of the last year. They have a few sophomores coming up, but it's the last year Josh Allen has his main weapon, and his tight end is going to be gone. Has a couple good tight ends in the wings there, but yeah, so this looks like could be kind of their year for Texas. Landon Dickerson, good overall team. Yeah, really deep too. How's their secondary? Secondary always seems to be okay. Good, strong safety. Good free safety. Three really good senior corners, but they have nothing. Oh my God, their cornerback room might be the worst in the country next year. Really good right now. Really good linebackers. Devin White too. Yeah, wow. Okay, so this team, how's their D-line? Decent, not amazing. Yeah, this team right in the running. Texas has got to be right near the top of your list to win it all. A&M, decent. Tua, right? I remember they got Tua. They always seem to get some decent quarterbacks, but we'll see if what they can do with it. Then we're going down to USC. They got Derwin James. They got Sam Darnold, but this is his last year. They have 3 senior quarterbacks and then oh my goodness. And I remember they have just about the sickest wide receiver group you'll ever see. Some good sophomore running backs, decent that could develop, but look at this receiving core. Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Terrace Marshall. 5. All just crazy. So they need to get a QB in to use these weapons because they are absolutely loaded there. How are they along the O-line? Looks good. Yeah, good for sure. Yeah, very good. Very solid offensive line. Darnold this year. This is kind of the year for USC just because they don't have a quarterback. Good D-line. Some good linebackers. Yeah, very good linebacker core. Corner, they got young freshman Patrick Surtain coming in. Going to be their number 1. Some decent guys behind him. And a really good safety duo right there. And they have Javon Holland. So USC needs a quarterback. Not having Darnold on his last year and nothing in the wings is definitely scary for them, but they should be in a spot to do some damage this year. We can quickly look at just some of the positions. Joe Burrow right at Temple. Really good QBs this year. Running back Saquon, Damian. Florida's got the 2 best running backs in the country overall wise. DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, AJ Brown, Calvin Ridgely, Chase Claypool at receiver. None of our guys right now at tight end. Left tackle, we got Cam Robinson at Notre Dame, Connor Williams, Tristan Wirfs. None of our guys there. Center, none of our guys. Landon Dickerson for Texas. Nothing at right guard. Right tackle, Jonah Williams for Georgia. Mekhi Becton at Tennessee. Brian Burns, best D-end in the country. Nick Bosa at Bama. Bama got Bosa. Right end, Myles Garrett, who left USC, actually transferred out. Josh Sweat at Vautech. Christian Wilkins and De'Aaron Payne in the SEC. Man in the middle, we have Quinnen Williams and Ed Oliver. Oliver went to Air Force. Derek Brown, Dexter Lawrence. So we have a really good D tackles right now. Don't think we'll have anything for left outside. Roquan, best middle linebacker with Tremaine Edmonds in the country. Isaiah Simmons right there as well. Nothing really there. Corners, Denzel Ward, Trevon Diggs, Dante Jackson, Mike Hughes. Kind of the best corners. Free safety is Minka Fitzpatrick and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And then, those 2 are kind of a cut above. And then strong safety, Derwin James with a bullet. By far the best strong safety in the country. Okay, there we go, guys. We are going to sim till week 8. Then we'll look at where everyone's sitting, look at recruiting, look at records, all that good stuff. All right, so week 8, let's look at recruiting, see where some of these big prospects are going to land. QB Spencer Rattler looking like Cal or SC. SC really needs him with that young stable of receivers. How looking like Georgia Tech or Vautech. So big QBs might not be going to the big schools. Florida is getting, and they have Saquon, I think, as a senior. If they did get Breece Hall, that is huge. Charbonnet looking like UCLA, Cal, or Stanford. SC is totally out of the running there for him. Wide out, we got Garrett Wilson going to Texas or Georgia, with Texas in the lead. Jamison Williams going to OU. All of a sudden, OU is starting to catch some steam. Pickens might go to Tennessee. That would be huge. I think he fits that Tennessee mold really, really well. And then Drake London is going to Georgia. Georgia really starting to pick it up. Tight end, we have Musgrave as our only one. He's leaning Notre Dame or Texas right now. Tackles, we got Charles Cross looking like Notre Dame, North Carolina, maybe Florida State. Evan Neal looking like OU or SC. OU trying to put in some work. Darnell Wright looking like Notre Dame. They just are always all in on the offensive lineman. Trayvon Walker might go to Georgia Tech. Still Notre Dame. There's lots of teams in the running, but Georgia Tech in the lead. Thibodeau looking like USC, Tennessee, Notre Dame, maybe Ohio State or Texas. Was there one more here? Nope, just those two. The tackle, we got Mozzie Smith going to Michigan. That's where he went in real life. Makes sense. Outside, Nolan Smith, SC, Tennessee, but Georgia in the lead where he went in real life. Then Nakobe Dean, SC, Georgia. So they're kind of fighting it out for those two big linebackers. And it looks like Christian Harris is either going to go to the U or Tennessee. Okay, big corners. Where are they going to go? Stingley, OU or Tennessee. OU is putting in some work on some of these players. Georgia might get Sauce. He's either going to a tiny school like Bowling Green or Kent State or Georgia. So that would be huge. And Georgia gets Trent McDuffie. So all of a sudden, Georgia is picking up some steam here. Daxton Hill, Kansas, Bama, Auburn. Then last but not least, we have Kyle Hamilton locked in at Notre Dame. That's where he went in real life. So there we go. Okay, so that's kind of the recruiting trail. Let's go look at the top 25, see how some of these squads are looking. So Ohio State still 5-0. North Carolina 5-0, Miami 5-0, OU, USC 6-0, Bama, Texas 3-1, so did lose a game. Georgia lost a game. Tennessee lost a game. Notre Dame lost 2. They're basically out already. 1 loss, you still have a chance to get in. 2 losses, you are cooked, my friend. My Army team somehow every year sitting right there. So that is where we are looking. USC Notre Dame this week. I want to actually look at the top 25, see if we can find a good game to play here with some of our top 25. Okay, just looking through it, none of these teams have great matchups later in the year, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to sim to conference championship weekend because, yeah, there's just nothing. And we'll try to hop into one of the conference championship games, though. All right, so here we are. We are through the regular season. We are going to look at the recruiting. Then we're not going to look at this again until National Signing Day. Okay, Spencer Rattler. I want to see him go to USC just to play with those receivers, give them someone to throw the ball. If not, it looks like Boise State. Hal's going to Vautech, so probably won't see much from him. We knew Brees. Charbonnet going to Stanford. That really fits there, actually. I like that. Garrett Wilson going to Georgia. Jameson going to OU. Pickens going to Tennessee. I actually like all these fits. I like all those fits. And Drake London going to Georgia. Georgia is putting some moves out there. Okay, we got Luke Musgraves going to Notre Dame. Like that. Charles Cross going to Notre Dame. Evan Neal going to SC. Darnell Wright going to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is loading up in the trenches. As per usual, Notre Dame gets Travon Walker. Thibodeau is going to Tennessee. That is a big get there. We know Mozzie Smith is going to Michigan. Outside linebacker, Nolan Smith going to Georgia. The other one, he was either at SC or Georgia. Nakobe Dean is leaning Georgia. SC is out of the running. Maybe Bama has an outside shot. Christian Harris going to Tennessee. Corner, Stingley going to Tennessee. Tennessee is like cornerback you. They get so many good recruits. Sauce going to Georgia. That's a huge get. And McDuffie. So they get McDuffie and Sauce at corner, and then Drake London and Wilson at receiver. That is a foursome for Georgia. Daxton Hill looking like he's going to go to Bama. Then lastly, we have Kyle Hamilton. We knew Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, Georgia look like, and Tennessee and SC, I'd say, are the 4 that really put in some work in that recruiting. If we go to the top 25, Ohio State undefeated again. Alabama, Army, Oklahoma, Texas is out. Notre Dame is out. Where's your SC? SC 2 losses. Cincinnati. So who is Ohio State playing? They're playing Nebraska. Bama's probably playing Georgia. We'll probably have to watch that. No, Kentucky. And Oklahoma doesn't even have a game. Army doesn't have a game. Oh, I really hope my Army team isn't in the national championship game again. Ugh, that's annoying. Yeah, so I'm hoping, I guess Oklahoma basically, I don't know. It'll be weird. We could watch some Alabama, Kentucky, I guess, or Nebraska, Ohio State. We'll watch a little bit of Kentucky, Alabama here. We'll just hop in the fourth quarter if, someone's driving or whatever. So there it is. Bama 4th best offense in the country, 10th best defense. They look just a lot better than this Kentucky team. They got Bosa, Pickett, some studs on offense, not really any injuries either. So if Bama loses this game, that would be very, very tough. If Bama and Ohio State win, both beating ranked teams, they should both be in. I'm kind of hoping for that because I really don't want my Army team to make it again. So fingers crossed. Oh, I didn't even mean to return this. Fingers crossed that both these teams win because I don't want my team in there. Team I don't recruit, I don't do anything, and they always friggin' are good. Okay, we're gonna go to the 4th quarter here. Okay, 14-10 Kentucky here. Let's go to half. Okay, 23-14 now Bama. This is a little bit more like, yeah, what we were expecting. Yeah, okay. Now Bama's running away with it a little bit here. So Bama is going to advance unless we have something insane happen here. Yeah, 30. Yeah, they're up like 21 in the 4th. This one is over. Yeah, Bama really kind of took it to him after that first quarter. Kentucky gets some decent offense. So Bama should make the natty now. 13-0, beat the 14th ranked team in the country. Pickett, nice game. 413 and 3 tutties. That is all good. Phillips, decent. Pickett adds some on the ground as well. DJ Moore is a senior, 100 yards in this game. SEC championship. That is huge. All of a sudden, Bama, who has been an absolute just sleepwalking through this sim, done nothing, all of a sudden has a chance to win a natty. Maybe we should just hop in. We'll do kind of the same sim as we actually just did, but we'll do it with Ohio State now, and we'll just hop in late because yeah, if Ohio State is somehow able to win this, they do not have a great team this year. So we will see. This would be the worst Ohio State team to win a national championship in a long time. I bet this would be their 4th. I think no one else has more than 2 or 3. I'd have to look at my list again. But like even points per game, they're not amazing. Defensively, they look pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of their top 3. They should rule this Nebraska team pretty easily. Number 1 versus 21. But you never know. Maybe Nebraska comes out, throws some haymakers, and gets it done. Okay, gonna sim to the 4th here. Okay, Nebraska up 7-0. Nebraska 14-10 lead, 21-10, 21-17 in the 4th quarter. What do we got? Whose ball is this? I don't even know. Wow, Nebraska takes a command. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do this. I gotta burn a Nebraska timeout, but they are up 11 in the 4th quarter now. Ohio State. This would be crushing for them. Ross Smith. Nothing. I think Ohio State has to punt that away. Nebraska gets the ball, and that is it. Nebraska is going to win this. That is cool. All good. I just really don't want my Air Force team in the national championship. That is scary. Hopefully OU jumps them, but I doubt they will, which is not great. Perry had a nice game. They couldn't run the ball. They were throwing it pretty decent on Ohio State. Ohio State couldn't get much. Ran the ball well. Couldn't get much going through the air though. Wow. Ohio State trying to defend their national championship, and they lose to Nebraska. And that means it's probably going to be Bama versus Air Force in the national championship game, which I hate. I don't know why my friggin' Air Force, whatever team I am, always is so good. Or Army, not Air Force. Okay. So we're going to advance to bowl season. I'm assuming my team's in it. I really hope Oklahoma jumps us. Give me Oklahoma versus Bama in the national championship, please. Yeah, so it's my team in the national championship against Bama. Guys, I don't recruit. I don't do anything. I think it's just because I've had this job for so long. My head coach is like really good, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, Oklahoma. 12-0. That would have been a cool national championship, but it is going to be Bama. Yeah, let's just look. We'll see if there's any other cool matchups with any of our teams. Georgia, Oklahoma, that's a pretty good Sugar Bowl right there. Clemson, Texas. There's actually good bowl games. Nebraska, USC. USC lost 2 games. though. Tennessee lost 3. Tennessee's got to play better than that with the amount of talent. Florida has got to be better than that with the amount of talent they have. Okay, well, we're going to hop into this one. This should be an absolute bloodbath for Alabama, but you never freaking know. But I'd expect Bama to really... Somehow my Army team's the #1 offense in the whole country. Yeah. Okay. But Bosa and Pickett should be able to get this done. Oh my God, my QB is nasty. Holy crap, he had 57 touchdowns this year. Honestly, maybe my team can win it. Who knows? Army trying to win a national championship against Bama, because apparently my coaching is so incredible, even though I have not ever done one thing, recruited one player or anything. Okay, we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Okay, quick 14-0 lead there for Bama. Probably a sign of things to come. Yeah, that is going to be it, guys. We're just going to go to the end of the game here. It is 27-0. I don't know how my team made it. Oklahoma would have been a good game. Oklahoma has some really good talent. Too bad, but yeah, Bama is going to win their first national championship of the sim. They have not won. They haven't even been to one, I don't think. No, they haven't been to one anything. So there we go. That is huge. You know, Bama finally does something in this sim, wins it all. They had a good team this year. I don't think this was the most talented team, obviously, to win a natty in the sim, but definitely, you know, nothing to sneeze at. Kenny Pickett, really good. Only a sophomore. They're gonna have him for hopefully 2 more years for them. They lose DJ Moore, but you know, he's obviously a stud for them. Have some other good players as well. So DJ Moore and Kenny Pickett lead Bama to their first national championship of the sim. Pretty freaking cool. There we go. Okay, so now we are just going to sim through the rest of the bowl games here, and we are going to look at the final stats for the year. So sim to end a bowl season. Okay, let's look at the final top 25. We have Bama obviously first, my Army team, Oklahoma. Oklahoma ended up losing their bowl game, actually. Then we got Texas, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State. Looks like USC. Oh no, USC only had 2 losses. So there we go. Let's look at Heisman, and we will look at All-Americans. So Brandon Dunn, QB. He had 57 touchdowns this year. Kenny Pickett in that near the top. All-Americans. My Army QB, absolute freaking stud. DJ Moore. I actually forgot to look at the preseason All-Americans. Connor Williams, Cam Robinson, Derek Brown, Harris Marshall as a return man, Stanley, Najee Harris for Notre Dame, Christian Kirk for Texas, Landon Dickerson, Jonah Williams, Patrick Queen for Tennessee, only a sophomore. Derwin James wraps up his senior season being an All-American. Okay, let's look at freshmen real quick. Trevor Lawrence, looks like he had a good year. Damian Pierce, CeeDee Lamb, Penei Sewell, not much on defense. Patrick Surtain. Oh, and Javon Holland and Terrace Marshall as the returner, who's first team All-American returner, so that makes sense. Okay, let's go look at some of the stats for these guys. We'll look at just leaders in the NCAA, then we'll go by team. So, wow, my QB was unreal this year. Holy crap. He was so good. Sam Darnold had a great senior year for USC. Maybe a few too many picks, but Kenny Pickett right there as well. This Kaplan had a really good year too, my goodness. Darnold, yeah, Kenny. Joe Burrow wraps up his career. It wasn't amazing at Temple, but look at rushing yards. Any of our guys finish up near the top? Not really. No. Saquon and Damian Pierce right there. Saquon averaged 6.7 yards per catch or per rush. Christian Kirk led the country in receiving yards playing with Josh Allen. So that's going to be a pretty big loss for Texas. DJ Moore, Michael Pittman right there. Justin Jefferson. I forgot he went to Michigan. Devontae Smith at SC. Chase Claypool at Notre Dame. Touchdowns. DJ Moore and Christian Kirk both did really well there. For tackles, nothing. Tackles for a loss, nothing crazy. Sacks, nothing crazy. INTs, none. Oh, Derwin James had 5. That's pretty good. Mike Hughes had 5. So we had some guys with 5. Okay, now we're going to go by individual teams and just look at all the teams really quick. I don't want to go too in depth here, but we should look at Bama. They just won the Natty. We saw Kenny Pickett had a nice year, really nice year, especially as a sophomore. He's in a really good spot. They have Drew Phillips. Pickett ran for 900 yards as well. They had DJ Moore. That's going to be the big thing for them next year is they lose DJ. Pickett's going to lose his #1 option. But how did Lamar finish up at 2,000 yards, 22? Ran for 700 yards. Lamar was pretty disappointing at Auburn, but there we go. Florida. yeah, they just did not get a good enough QB play this year. Really tried to run the ball with Nicholas and Saquon and Damian Harris as well. So they got Breece Hall coming in to take over for Saquon. So they're going to get another nice running back in there. Georgia, how did Haskins play? Good. 150 QB rating, 26 touchdowns. They're definitely, they're always going to be a running team. They don't have that super stud out running back. Haskins added 800 yards on the ground, which is a ton for him. Receiving, Judy was their number one receiver. They have two really good receivers coming in now as well. Miami had Trevor Lawrence, who 150 QB rating, only 3 interceptions, almost 200 yards a game, very efficient. Added 400 on the ground. So, hey, if they can fill out the rest of their roster, they're losing Calvin Ridley. I don't know if they got a big time receiver coming in, but Trevor, great get for Miami. We'll see what they can do with it. Michigan, Hopkins looked decent, played decent. They got Miles Sanders, nice senior season, 6.4 yards a carry. Obviously had Justin Jefferson really play well for them, 1,200 yards. Looks like he's going to be getting the rock a ton for Michigan. Notre Dame, Hall actually played good. Wow. I was going to say probably keep it 175 QB rating is very good. 35 touchdowns. Najee over 1,000 yards. I mean, you're not going to be mad at that. Really, I'm surprised. I think they lost 3 games. So Chase Claypool, another nice receiver out there. Oh, they have Micah Parsons. I forgot about that. He's only a freshman. He led the team in tackles. Brian Burns, Rashawn Gary, Notre Dame, and they got a really nice recruiting class coming in. Notre Dame is just always a letdown, but they always have so much talent. So Ohio State narrowly misses out on making another national championship. This quarterback actually played well for them. They just don't really have the studs anymore. Like Ruggs, 500 yards, didn't really even do that much. Defensively, do they have... I don't even have really any studs on defense. They have not been getting... They have Denzel Ward. They have not been getting the good recruiting classes. I think that's probably the last year we're going to see Ohio State up near the top there for a while. Oklahoma had a great record, but their QB was just okay. They didn't run the ball incredibly well, like decent. They have some really nice recruits coming in from the top of my head, so we'll see. But there we go. Ole Miss, Penn State. And now I think we're getting down to Tennessee. They kind of split time. This Green played really well. Bolden and Murphy did not. So if they can keep Green healthy next year and he comes in as a starter, he played really well for them. It looks, he did get hurt. Damian Pierce is a freshman, ran for 1,300 yards. Oh my goodness. And then they got James Cook behind him. I don't think they actually have a running back, but they have some receivers coming in. They got T. Higgins, only a sophomore. Kyle Pitts, only a freshman. Man, they got some talent. Patrick Queen, Aiden Hutchinson, Dante Jackson, De'Aaron Payne, Auntie Gardner-Johnson, Jeff Okuda. And they have some big time recruits coming. Tennessee's got to win another one with this type of recruiting. They got, Josh Allen, unless he leaves, should be back next year. He actually got hurt and Kyler played a bit this year, so it was nice for Kyler at least to see the field. Both can run the ball, both can pass, both pretty dangerous. They're losing Christian Kirk, who's by far their number one weapon. I think they might have got a big time recruit coming, but kind of a little late for Josh's senior season. A&M, Tua, only a 130 QB rating, not great. I'm gonna go down to SC losing Darnold, threw for a lot of yards, had too many picks this year, but yeah, they just have they really better freaking hope they got Spencer Rattler, because the amount of talent these guys have. Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, all back next year. All. I hope they get Rattler just so we can see those guys put up some stats. So there we go, guys. That is the 2018 season. We're just going to sim to the end here, go to National Signing Day, take a look at that, and then that will wrap this up. Okay, here we are, National Signing Day. We know where a lot of these guys are going. This Spencer ends up going to Boise State over SC. That is a killer for SC, man. Did they get they have so many good receivers. I don't see any quarterback for them. We knew Hall and Charbonnet. Garrett, we knew all the receivers, Pickens and London. Yeah, we knew that. I think we know most of these guys now. DNs, I think we knew both, or did we know Thibodeau? I don't know if we knew Thibodeau. Thibodeau going to Tennessee. Outside, we knew Georgia. We knew Nakobe Dean, I think, was going to Georgia as well. Christian Harris, Tennessee. Corners, Georgia and Tennessee. Free safety going to Bama with Daxton Hill, and then Kyle Hamilton, we knew Notre Dame. So there we go. That is everyone. Let's look at the top classes. I think it's going to be Notre Dame or Tennessee probably, or Georgia. Georgia had 7 5-stars. So Georgia, yeah, great class. Once again, Tennessee. Okay, Tennessee only got the two 5-stars, so maybe kind of missed on them. But yeah, Notre Dame, Florida, Georgia, Miami of Ohio, ton of 4-stars. SC, this is the lowest I've seen SC in years in the recruiting rankings. But there we go. Georgia wraps it up with the #1 recruiting class. They look like they're really trying to do some damage here. So that is it, guys. Bama won the national championship, but here we go. Georgia is loading up. Georgia's going to try to do some damage in a really similar area to when they started doing damage in real life. So going to go make the next recruiting class, and we'll get into the next season. All right, guys, so here we are getting into the 2019 season. We are coming down the home stretch of this series, guys. Absolutely crazy. Only 4 seasons left. So there's going to be 2019, 2020, 21, 22. Oh, is there 5? So there might be 5. Or no, we're just going till 2022 season. So we're not going to play the current college football seasons that's happening right now. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 4 seasons left. And we actually only have 2 recruiting classes left. So we're going to be making this recruiting class and then the next year's. Then the year after that, the players are just not going to have enough time. They're only going to play for 1 season to really be super relevant. So yeah, I believe there's only 1 recruiting class after this with the 4 more seasons. So yeah, we are going to get into it. All this, the recruiting class is already made. So this is going to be the 2020 recruiting class, 2019 season. Everything's made. Let's get into it. Now, this recruiting class is very good. This is basically the recruiting class of the draft class we just had in the NFL draft. So some really good players, pretty balanced overall. I'd say definitely a little more offensive heavy, but good defenders and stuff spread throughout as well. Okay, so here we go. We're going to look at QBs first, and we got 4 of them. So the first one, we got CJ Stroud. Now, obviously went to Ohio State in real life, but he is from Southern California. He's looking at USC, Texas, OU, Washington. Then we have Bryce Young, also from the Southern Cal area. He's looking at Notre Dame, Tennessee, Bama, Florida, Georgia, Michigan. Then we have Quinn Ewers. Now, I actually messed this up. Quinn Ewers is actually in next year's recruiting class, but I was looking at the wrong list and I made Quinn Ewers first. So Quinn Ewers is actually next year's class. So I just swapped one of the QBs, DJ Uiagalelei. He's the one who went to Clemson. He's supposed to be in this class and I swapped them. So Ewers is going to be in this class. DJ, the really good 5-star who went to Clemson, is going to be in next year's class. So once I create a player, I can't delete them. So that's why, Quinn Ewers is going to be in this class, but really doesn't change things too much. He's leaning Alabama, Tennessee, Notre Dame, USC. Then last we have Anthony Richardson from Florida, Gainesville, went and played for the Gators. He's leading Florida State, OU, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina State. So 4 really nice QBs. We have 2 really good running backs. First, Jahmyr Gibbs, he went to Georgia Tech. From the state of Georgia, played his last year at Bama, first-round pick by the Lions last year. He's leaning Notre Dame, Tennessee, Bama, LSU, Auburn. Then we have Bijan Robinson. He's from Tucson. He is leaning Arizona State, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, LSU, Clemson. He went to Texas in real life. We go wide receivers, and we have 3 of them. We have Josh Downs first. He's from Georgia. He went to North Carolina. He's leaning SC, Ohio State, OU, Georgia. Then we have Addison, who's looking like he might go to Navy, Penn State, or Tennessee. He was at Pitt and then finished his career at USC. Then lastly, we have Jackson Smith and Jigba, who played at Ohio State. He's leaning A&M, LSU, Arkansas, Texas. So yeah, really good 5-star, wide receivers there as well. Then we have 2 tight ends. We have Michael Mayer, who went to Notre Dame in real life. Really good player, leaning Notre Dame, Bama, Tennessee, Florida. Then the other one we got is Darnell Washington, who went to Georgia, just got drafted by the Steelers. Absolutely massive man, 6'7", 270. He's leaning Notre Dame as well, also Bama, Tennessee, LSU. Okay, offensive linemen, we have 3 offensive tackles. We have Peter Skoronsky. He went to Northwestern. He got drafted by the Bears in the first round this year. He's leaning Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, USC. Then we have Paris Johnson, who went to Ohio State. He's leaning Bama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. And lastly, We have Broderick Jones, who I believe went to Georgia. He's leaning Notre Dame, USC, Texas, Florida. No interior offensive linemen. We have 3 DNs. We have BJ Ojulari. He's leaning Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Notre Dame. Then we have Miles Murphy, went to Clemson, big boy. Bama, Ohio State, SCOU. Bama all of a sudden is starting to be in on a lot of these players after really not doing well for the whole start of the sim. And then lastly, we have Will Anderson, leaning Georgia. Obviously one of the better, defenders at in Nick Saban's Alabama run. We have 2 defensive tackles. First, Brian Brissy, one of the top ranked recruits in his high school class, went to Clemson. He's leaning Tennessee, Kentucky, Maryland, Florida, Georgia. And then the absolute beast himself, Jalen Carter, and he is leaning Florida, Miami, Alabama, Georgia, Florida State. Obviously, he was a Bulldog. We only have one linebacker. I believe it is Trenton Simpson. He went to Clemson. He's leaning North Carolina State, Georgia, Tennessee. Then we have 2 cornerbacks. We have Keely Ringo. He's leaning Notre Dame, LSU, A&M, Bama, Mississippi State. He went to Georgia. And we have Christian Gonzalez leaning Texas, OU, A&M, LSU, and he went to Oregon is where he wrapped up his career. Then lastly, we have the safety, Brian Branch, Bama. He's from Georgia though. Leaning Georgia, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and Bama and Miami are in the running. So really good class. Basically just the first rounders from this NFL draft that just happened. Okay. So we are going to advance to the regular season. Let's just kind of touching on last year. So last year we had Bama winning their first national championship of the sim. First time they even made a natty. So we might see a little bit of a late surge by Bama here. They looked like they were in on a ton of recruits. Okay, we are going to look at the top 25 right now. Take a look at kind of just the preseason polls, see who they think are going to be the big team. So Bama, but they're only a B+. They are defending national champions, so that's why they're the number 1 ranked team, but I don't really buy it. Georgia, an A+ on offense, not as good on defense. A- for Oklahoma. Okay, we have a 97 overall, A+ for Texas. I believe they still have Josh Allen. Notre Dame, 99 overall, A+. Ohio State, 97 overall, A+. USC, 97 overall, A+. Tennessee, 99 across the board. They look like they're the most talented team in the country. My Army team, of course, consistently. Florida, 99s basically across the board. A&M looks like they could be good. Yeah, it's kind of the big A+. Let's look at the Heisman watch. We'll look at the preseason All-Americans as well. We got Brandon Dunn. We have my Army QB, who's an absolute killer last year. Kenny Pickett and Tua Tagovailoa. All right, let's look at preseason All-Americans real quick. We got my QB. We got Michael Pittman, USC. Devontae Smith. Wow, they have the 2 first-team All-American, but they have no quarterback this year. Derek Brown, Patrick Queen, Dunn, Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson at Michigan, Tristan Wirfs, Michigan, Elijah Vera Tucker, USC, Dylan Moses went to Syracuse. I forgot about Dylan Moses. Yeah, that's kind of preseason All-Americans. Let's look at some of these rosters and see where everyone sits. Okay, Bama, defending national champions. They have 2 superstars, Kenny Pickett and Nick Bosa. They have actually a couple good receivers, not like superstars to play with Pickett. So if Pickett puts on a Superman cape, you never know what'll happen. Maybe Bama will go back to back. I think Auburn lost. Oh no, they have Justin Herbert. Never played basically. He's thrown like not even 200 passes in his career, but they have a 99 quarterback and a sick running back, so you never know. We got to see 1 year of Herbert. Clemson, nothing. Florida is one of the best teams overall. They have AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, but who do they have throwing the ball? Okay, this Antoine Nicholas, he could be decent. AJ Terrell, Chase Young. Oh, yeah, they got some talent. Asante Samuel Jr. If there's ever a year these guys would put it together and do some damage, it feels like it might be this year. I don't know if that QB plays well. Decent safety pair. Couple of stud corners. Their nickel's not great, but friggin' a sophomore and a junior, both in their 90s. Really good right outside. Two good outside linebackers. D tackle, they are thin. They got Chase Young. 2 good ends. So D tackle looks like kind of their weak point. We'll see their O-line. O-line's just okay. Yeah, O-line is not special at all. But yeah, I mean, look at their wide receivers. Is that Justin Ross too? So they have 3 of our receivers too. Yeah, no, I mean, running back. Oh, they brought in Breece Hall, so a stud freshman running back. So if their QB plays good, Florida should be right in there. Georgia, they got senior Dwayne Haskins at QB. They got Mac Jones behind him and Justin Fields behind him. Georgia is basically going to be set up for the next few years here. They'll have Dwayne this year, Mac the next year, and then the last probably 2 years of the sim, they'll have Justin Fields. So they are going to be in a good spot, Georgia, to maybe stack some natties here. A couple of good senior running backs, a good decent sophomore in behind them. I feel like they've been getting some receivers too. Didn't they get like 2 studs last year? They have Jerry Jeudy, only a junior. They have this Fenton guy. They got Garrett Wilson and Drake London. So they have nothing at tight end, but they are setting up. Ooh, I don't really remember them getting much along the O-line, which is kind of weird. Oh, they got Tyler Linderbaum. Yeah, not a great, and Jonah Williams, but not a great O-line. I think their defense is just okay. Azeez Ojulari. They got Derek Brown. So they have a good D-line. Linebacking core. PJ's good. Linebacking core is decent. Nolan Smith outside. Jason May. Sauce. They got Sauce and McDuffie. So a couple of good young corners that give it 2 years are going to be nasty. Nothing at safety. They might have to play McDuffie or Sauce or something at safety. But Georgia, hey, Georgia is going to be right in the running once again as well. Miami, they got Trevor Lawrence. Some good players, but I don't think they're national title contenders. Michigan's got Miles Sanders and Jefferson, Hopkins. You never know. I mean, they have some studs. I mean, they got Justin Jefferson and Miles Sanders. You have those two. If you get some QB play, you're going to be in the running. I don't think we're going to see. Okay, well, Notre Dame first. 499s. They have some studs. Burns, Claypool, Diggs, Najee, 499s. Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons. Yeah, they got studs. We're going to have to look at their whole team. But no QB. 79 sophomore quarterback. Ugh. They got a sick running back, obviously, for 2 more years. They got Claypool. They have this Dustin Pearson. So they have 2 studs. Then you got to have some of the young guys kind of get better. Joseph might be their #1 next year. Musgrave, nice tight end. He's young. He'll develop though. Darnell Wright. I think they have some good offensive linemen. Okay, so pretty good. Not incredible on the O-line, but definitely solid. Brian Burns, they have some studs. Brian Burns, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Phillips, Christian Barrymore, and I know they have Micah Parsons. So yeah, there's Micah Parsons, only a sophomore. Trevon Diggs. No more our guys, but a couple of other good corners. Jeez, this team is pretty stacked. The Landry's not our guy, but he's really good. And then Kyle Hamilton, the freshman, starting at strong safety. So Notre Dame is loaded. They never actually do anything, but they are loaded. I don't expect a ton from our guys at Ohio State this year. You never know, but I don't see it for them this year. They have some good players, but I don't think they're elite. OU's had some good players. There's Dave Miller, pretty stud at QB. Quinnen Williams, you never know. They don't look quite like on the level of some of the other teams, though. Okay, Tennessee. They should be loaded. Not as many super 99 studs like Notre Dame, but okay, they need this Kyle Green to play well. I think he did play well last year. Yeah, he played really good last year. So they get him for 1 more year. They don't have, they have not getting those young guys, but they haven't been getting those big recruits. They have James Cook and Damian Pierce going to be able to run the football. I feel like they just got a couple of stud receivers. They got T. Higgins. Oh, and they got George Pickens coming up as well. So they're going to be all good at receiver coming up here. Kyle Pitts at tight end. So they're good there. They've been getting some O-linemen. Penei Sewell and Jedrick Wills. This Jonathan Simpson's good. This guy's good. Carlson's good. And they got Mekhi Becton. So they are studs on the O-line. They got Kayvon Thibodeau. Aiden Hutchinson. This Tennessee team, D-tackle is just okay, but left outside, couple of good guys there. Middle, couple of good guys with Patrick Queen. Man, they are just loaded. Corner, they got Jeff Okudah. They got Stingley starting. Just a couple of stud corners. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson might be the best safety in the country, and this Anthony Wright looks... Tennessee is loaded. They are going to be right there. Okay, we got Texas. They still got Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. Kyler's basically not played, but that's really his fault for going the same place as Josh Allen. They got a good run, 2 good running backs. Wide receiver, they're just, yeah, they're like okay to below average, honestly. They have a really nice tight end, couple of nice tight ends. So maybe they'll throw Josh. Ooh, how's their O-line though? They have nothing at left tackle. Okay. So their interior's nice. They might be able to just kick one of, yeah, okay. So they actually have a good O-line. They'll just have to move someone to left tackle. Ryan Host, they have some nice guys. None of our guys, but nice players on the D-line. They don't look quite as studly defensively. Okay, they got some real nice linebackers playing in the middle though. Okay, so they have a really nice linebacking core, nothing at corner and nothing at free safety, nothing. So I don't think they're as good defensively and receiver wise. So Texas will be good, but I don't think they're like national title contenders to me. We got Tua. Does he have any receivers to throw to? Some okay guys, but nothing insane. See what Tua does there. Go down to USC, and they haven't got the QB. They got Mike Singletary, starting quarterback. Carl Leak. So they have a freshman and a sophomore. Haven't been able to get that stud in at USC to really help them. We'll see. Maybe this guy will be surprising, but yeah, that's tough. Running back, they have a few decent ones, none just super studs, but their receiving core is literally cracked. Michael Pittman is a senior. Devontae Smith is a junior. CeeDee Lamb is a sophomore. Jalen Waddle is a sophomore. Terrence Marshall is a sophomore. Absolutely freaking cracked. Then if we move to tight end, they got sick tight ends too. They have pass catchers. Evan Neal on the O-line. This Parker, nasty, best center in the country. Three amazing right guards. Like, they are loaded on offense. They just need their QB to show up. Jamura Jackson looks pretty good. None of our guys at DN, none of our guys at D tackle, but good on the D line. Nice outside there. Couple of nice middle linebackers. So move one of those guys to right outside and you'll be good. We got they have Surtain, Patrick Allen, Bobo. Yes, they have some good young corners too that could play. Surtain's going to be an absolute stud his whole career there, so that's killer to have. Perez looks okay, and they have Javon Holland, so they have decent safeties. I don't think USC, I don't think they have the QB to win it this year, but their receiving core, O-line, tight ends, even some of their defense is very, very good. And that is kind of it for our big guns I want to look at. We'll really quickly go through all positions, just see how everyone's looking. So we have Herbert, Jalen Hurts at UCF. How's he been? 2,500 yards. What did he rush for? Yeah, I mean, holy crap. He rushed for 1,400 yards his first year. Dwayne Haskins. So we have some really good QBs. Kenny Pickett, Tua, Kyler, Mac Jones, some really good QBs. Miles Sanders and Najee are the two best running backs. We also have DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne. Nice running backs. Receivers, a ton of 99s. We got Pittman, Devontae Smith, Chase Claypool, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. Jerry Jeudy, also T. Higgins. Really good there. Tight end. None of our guys are looking like real studs yet. Kyle Pitts by next year will be. Connor Williams, best left tackle in the country. Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills right behind him. Nothing at guard. Landon Dickerson, best center in the country. Elijah Vera Tucker, second best right guard. Jonah Williams and Mekhi Becton at right tackle. Left end, we got Brian Burns and Nick Bosa. Left end, or right end now, that was left end. We have Rashawn Gary and Chase Young. Very, very nice. D tackle, we got Ed Oliver, Derek Brown, Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence, Quinnen Williams. We have 5 just absolute studs, all seniors, all playing D tackle. Crazy. Nothing really left outside for us. Devin White, best middle linebacker in the country for Texas. Right outside, we have Dylan Moses for Syracuse. Cornerback, we have Trevon Diggs, best in the country. Byron Murphy right there at Stanford. AJ Terrell, Jeff Okuda. Patrick Surtain kind of at the bottom there. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at free safety and strong safety. We don't really have a stud strong safety. Javon Holland's already one of the best in the country. He's only a sophomore. So there we go, guys. That is where we're looking. We're going to go to week 8 here. We're going to look at top 25, see where the teams are sitting, look at recruiting, see where everything is at. All right, in week 9 here, we are going to look at the recruiting trail, see how everyone is faring. Okay, QBs, CJ Stroud, looking like he's going to go to Maryland or Michigan State, Arizona, Texas. We got Bryce Young locked in at Tennessee. I think that's the first time I've seen Tennessee get a big time QB recruit. That is absolutely massive. The way they have been recruiting, that could be a game changer. They might get Quinn Ewers too, which I just would suck. I don't know why these QBs do it. Just go to Texas, Quinn. Go to Texas. Anthony Richardson might go to Tennessee all of a sudden. Go to OU, go to Michigan. Please don't go to Tennessee also. But that Stroud one is surprising. SC, he would have been the perfect fit at SC. Jahmyr Gibbs. There we go. Okay. Is that, I don't even know. Is that UAB, the Dragons? And then Auburn are 1-2. Then Bijan. Wow. Utah Utes. Arizona State looking like where he's going to go. So some smaller schools getting in on the action here. Josh Downs looking like USC, OU, or Georgia. Jordan Addison looking like Tennessee. Go to Tennessee. They'd have Pickens. They got Bryce Youngs. You have Addison. That could be nasty. Jackson Smith and Jigba looking like Arkansas or A&M. Okay, if we go tight end, we have Michael Mayer going to Notre Dame. That's where he went in real life. Makes sense. Darnell Washington might go to Tennessee. Tennessee's trying to put together an all-time offensive recruiting class. They're in on Skoronski, though he looks like Georgia is going to be the move for him. No, that's not one of our guys. Paris Johnson going to Notre Dame, and Broderick Jones going to Notre Dame. So Notre Dame gets a couple of nice tackles there. Ojulari looking like Notre Dame, maybe Florida. Miles Murphy looking like Bama or JMU, and then Will Anderson looking like Georgia with maybe Miami or Florida. D-tackle Brian Bursey looking like Georgia, maybe Kentucky. Then Jalen Carter looks like it's either Miami, Florida, maybe Georgia, Houston. He's got some other teams in there, but there we go. That's Jalen Carter. Only one linebacker. It's Trenton Simpson. He looks like he's going to North Carolina State, maybe North Carolina. Cornerback Keely Ringo going to Notre Dame. That's a big get. Christian Gonzalez looking like Colorado State, LSU. Look like that's his 1-2. And then lastly, we have Brian Branch at free safety looking like the U, Tennessee, Eastern Carolina, Georgia. So that is where we sit, guys. That is the recruiting. Tennessee making some moves. Notre Dame making some moves as well. Okay, if we look at the top 25, we have Georgia in first in the country right now at 6-0. Notre Dame 7-0. North Carolina 7-0. Texas 6-0. Cal 7-0, Cincinnati 5-0, Wisconsin 6-0, SC is a loss, Oklahoma has 2 losses, Tennessee has 2 losses. That's disappointing. Ohio State, North Carolina, Texas A&M, Bama. We didn't think Bama was going to be able to repeat though. Okay, let's look at some of these schedules and see. So yeah, they don't have a ranked opponent left. Ooh, USC Notre Dame. That could be a game to check out. I think that's going to be tough for us to beat. Okay, we're going to sim to Notre Dame USC. I don't think I can sim in here though. And it's hard because it only tells you the date, but it doesn't tell you the week. So I think we're going to sim to week 12. That should get us right around there. All right, so here we are in week 12. Look at the top 25 here. Georgia undefeated, North Carolina, Cincinnati only undefeated less. So Notre Dame ended up losing. They have USC this week, 2-loss USC. Still think that'd be a cool game to check out. So it's looking like Cincinnati, North Carolina. It's looking like it could be North Carolina, Georgia in the Natty. Cal, Ohio, still like Tennessee. Tennessee still has a shot. Who does North Carolina have left? Still Miami, Duke, and the ACC championship game. Cincinnati has nothing too great. Okay, we're gonna hop in and watch Notre Dame USC though. Okay, here we go. Notre Dame USC. I actually had to sim one more week in the future, but they're 7-8 in the country. 2 very good teams. Let's take a look. So kind of a tale of 2 different teams. USC has the number 5 offense in the country, points per game. Notre Dame's 8 points less. And then Notre Dame is the number 2 defense, where USC's defense is not great. So definitely just kind of a tale of 2 teams here. Look at their top 3 is all wide receivers, where theirs are a running back and 2 very good defenders. So yeah, and that's USC starting QB is out. So there we go. 7-8. You are in SC though. Honestly, if whoever wins this has an outside chance, if some other teams lose, of making the national championship still. So this is still a huge game. Definitely want to take this one home. We're going to sim through the first quarter here. Okay, 3-0 SC. Pretty low scoring. We will get to halftime. 10-7 USC. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Okay, 17-14. We got a back and forth affair here. 21-17 all of a sudden. There we go. Huge touchdown there. Devontae Smith. Okay, they're in the red zone here for SC. They have their backup quarterback in. I believe he's like a 78 overall. So they have this crazy receiving core, but just not really the QB who can make it work. But, oh, checks it down there. Gets tackled. AJ Jackson in at QB. Devontae Smith, 68 yards on the day. Okay, 3rd and 6. Field goal. I mean, you're going to take it, but you definitely want to score here. You want to go up 4, not be down 1. Or be up 3, not down 1. Okay, lots of time in the end zone, wide open. Michael Pittman. This receiving core is ridiculous. AJ Jackson, 51 yards and a touchdown on that drive. There we go. Huge drive there for SC. Now pressure is on Notre Dame, and he gets picked off. Their QB got picked off. I was just going to go a few plays and then watch. Wow, SC is 1st and goal, 153 left, 500 total yards for USC on the day with their backup QB. If they were able to find a stud QB, they'd be in a really nice spot. But Notre Dame holds them to 3 here. They're down 7, so they can go down and tie it. 1 timeout still, so they'll be able to stop the clock 1 more time. Let's see if USC can end this right here, if Notre Dame can shut him down and hold on. Ooh, down to what, the 2-yard line there. Notre Dame uses his last time out. There's 1:46 left in this one. 3rd and goal. This is the game. If USC scores, it is basically over. If Notre Dame stops them, they still have, get the ball back down 3 with a minute left. Okay, they're going to pass the ball. USC QB, ton of time. He tucks it, runs, and scores. AJ Jackson for SC puts him up 2 scores, and that is going to do it for this one, guys. 1:30 left. Yeah. 4th and 5. Claypool 8 yards. Claypool 11 yards. Pearson 16 yards. We'll watch just a few plays of Notre Dame just so we can actually see them in action. But once again, Notre Dame doesn't have the great QB this year. They got Claypool. They got Najee. They have Musgrave at tight end, but they don't have... Oh, they just false started when we're trying to just watch one play with them. So we're not gonna anymore. Notre Dame, you lost your opportunity to be seen. Okay, so that is going to be it. We are going to just go to the end of the game here. There we go. SC gets it done. 7 beats 8. Both 2 losses now. We got some invisible players on the field. It's always nice. Carl Leak, player of the game. Who's that? That wasn't their QB, was it? I thought that guy, number 7, was the QB. I don't know. Okay, let's look at the game stats really quick. Colbert, honestly, pretty good day. 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, did throw a pick. Najee, just okay. Tolbert wasn't great on the ground either. Claypool had himself a day. 201 yards on 12 receptions. So Claypool was everywhere. Then Michael Pittman, was answering back. They have Stallings, CD, Devontae, Jalen Waddle. Just so scary. Stallings played well on the ground for them, and then... Okay, was Jackson their 3rd string quarterback, came in the end there and put that drive together? So this guy got hurt too, Carl Leak. So it was actually their 3rd string with that really nice drive at the end. 5 for 5 for 66 yards and a touchdown, and he ran for a touchdown. Wow, okay. So 2 QBs doing work there for SC. They get it done. They have an outside shot at making the natty. We'll see who else loses. We're going to sim to conference championship weekend. We'll see where everyone sits. Georgia looks like kind of a powerhouse right now, undefeated, but we will see. All right, so championship weekend, we're going to look at recruiting really quick. This will be the last time we look at it till National Signing Day. QB CJ Stroud looking like Texas or Arizona. We knew Bryce Quinn is looking like he's going to go to Tennessee. Do not go to Tennessee. And if all 3 of these guys go to Tennessee hasn't got a 1 5-star QB of ours, and they might get 3. Jeez, come on, guys. Jahmyr Gibbs looking like Auburn. I don't mind that fit. Bijan going to Utah. There we go. I actually don't mind that fit. Downs going to Georgia. That's a big pickup for Georgia. Jordan Addison going to Tennessee. Tennessee's trying to put in work. Jackson Smith and Jigba. LSU or Arkansas, it looks like. Tight end, we knew. Mayer's going to Notre Dame. Darnell Washington looking like Tennessee or Florida. Tennessee is trying to do some work, guys. Skoronski looking like Georgia, Tennessee, or Texas. We already knew about Paris and Broderick going to Notre Dame. DN, BJ Ojulari looking like Notre Dame or Florida. Miles Murphy looking like he's going to go to Bama or JMU, but Bama is definitely in the lead. And then Will Anderson looking like Georgia, maybe Florida. D-tackle Brian Bursey going to Georgia. Jalen Carter going to OSU. They weren't even in the running really last time I looked. Trenton Simpson going to North Carolina State. Corner Keely Ringo going to Notre Dame. Christian Gonzalez going to LSU. Don't mind that fit. Then lastly, Brian Branch going to Memphis. Spurs, Miami for the Memphis Tigers. There we go. So Tennessee, I mean, I hope they don't get all three of those QBs. Even two, I hope they don't get, but there we go. Okay, let's get top 25. Georgia, North Carolina, Cincinnati. Wow, Tennessee. So I don't think Cincinnati has a game. So looks like it's gonna be North Carolina versus Georgia. USC, Cal. Yeah, Cincinnati doesn't even have a game. Georgia's playing A&M. So wow, they got A&M only has one loss. So Georgia's got to show up in that one for sure. Okay, we are just going to sim through conference championship weekend. We just watched Notre Dame USC, so we won't watch another one, but we will watch the Natty, obviously. Okay, we're going to sim to bowl season. We'll see where everyone's at. Wow. I just seen the Natty. Oh my goodness. It's A&M beat Georgia against Cincinnati. Tua is trying to win a Natty. Wow, that means North Carolina and Georgia lost. USC, Wisconsin, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas. I can't believe this is our national championship game. Texas A&M versus Cincinnati. USC right there, Tennessee, Georgia. A&M actually is a good overall team. I'm gonna go look at these two teams real quick. Okay, so here's Cincinnati. They have a good QB, this Mark Jones. Good running back. Okay, this is kind of disappointing. They have some good players, but nothing great. A&M low key, like if they weren't playing Cincinnati, I would have been totally fine with A&M. They got Tua. I think they got Etienne also. Okay, yeah, they actually have a pretty good team. I probably should have looked at them closer. They have a nasty backup. I mean, Tua's only a sophomore. Or a junior, so he's back next year, most likely. Two stud running backs, not any of our guys, but some good wide receivers. Okay at tight end. Oh, O-line, not so much. O-line is bad. I don't know how Georgia's O-line or D-line didn't just absolutely brutalize them. Good D-ends, yeah, really nice D-ends. Some nice interior defensive linemen. Really nice middle linebacker. Outsides aren't great. Corners are not great. Decent free safety and decent strong safety. Overall, though, this is a good team. Tua Tagovailoa. There's no reason these guys can't win a Natty, but I just would have liked to see a better matchup than Cincinnati. But hey, we can't really do much about it. So let us take a look. So Cincinnati actually had the #1 offense in the country, points per game, second best defense, but they're playing in a shit conference. A&M's stats were definitely not as good looking, but they're obviously playing in the much more difficult conference. So not really a fair comparison, but we will see. I mean, I will be shocked if A&M doesn't kind of wipe the floor with them, but maybe we'll get a Cincinnati national championship. I don't think, has A&M might have won a Natty at some point in this. They haven't been one of the teams that is consistently, they won it in 2013. That was the year that USC went 13-0, and I kind of gave them a split national championship because USC didn't get in over West Virginia. So yeah, this would be A&M's second national championship if they are able to get it done, which is kind of surprising, but there we go. Okay, we are going to sim through the quarter, and obviously this would be Cincinnati's first win if they are able to win it. This might be the worst team to win it. Yeah, the Arkansas won it in 2008. I think even that Arkansas team, I didn't even mean to watch this play, but I think that Arkansas team probably would have been better. Baylor won it in 2007, but since 2007 or since 2008, it's been Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, Auburn, Tennessee, USC, Ohio State, Bama. So we've always had one of the better teams win for the most part, but we haven't always had great matchups in the game. Okay, we're going to go to the halftime here. Yeah, it's 23-10. Cincinnati's not getting blown. Okay, now it's 30-10. Kind of a blowout. Yeah, 37-20. We're going to go to the end of the game here. A&M, oh, they're cut it to 10 here. Crap, I'm watching another play. But that is going to do it. 44-27, minute 30 left. A&M is going to take this one, win their second national championship. Kind of crazy. But, I mean, they got Tua, Etienne. They got some good players. Tua getting it done. There's a nice little broken tackle. Oh, my goodness. Cincinnati running back just broke about... Holy crap. Oh, my goodness. That was insane. He just broke like 8 tackles. But that is going to do it. A&M National Champions. Tua Tagovailoa gets it done for the Aggies. Mark Jones had a pretty good day. 2 picks, a little too much. Didn't get much going on the ground. One of their receivers, Butler, had over 100 yards. Phillip Woods had 143 yards. Their running back ran for 192. Not even Etienne either, averaging 11 yards per carry. Tua passed for 287 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty efficient. They were really just running the ball all over them. So yeah, there it is. A&M 2019 national champions over Cincinnati. Okay, we're going to sim through the end of this season. We're going to look at the final stats, All-Americans, Heismans, all of that good stuff. Okay, let's look at the final top 25. A&M, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Georgia. Georgia lost 1 game in the conference championship. North Carolina, Notre Dame, SC ended up losing 3 games. Texas, there we go. Let's look at the Heisman. We got Eric Hicks, QB. A bunch of QBs. Haskins for Georgia, right up there. Josh Allen for Texas. Let's look at the All-Americans. Hicks for North Carolina. Damian Pierce for Tennessee. Connor Williams, Landon Dickerson, Jonah Williams, Brian Burns for Notre Dame. Harris Marshall, back-to-back. Like, how good at kick returns is this guy? Looks pretty good. Okay. Second team, we got Josh Allen wrapping up his career at Texas. Wow, threw for almost 4,000 yards this year. Plus ran for 752. So he was an absolute beast this year at Texas. Devontae Smith at SC. 3 USC offensive linemen there. Dexter Lawrence, Patrick Queen, Nolan Smith as a freshman. Trevon Diggs, Kyle Hamilton as a freshman as well. Freshman All-American, we have Mike Singletary at USC. Charbonnet, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Evan Neal, Darnell Wright, Mozzie Smith, Nolan Smith, Trent McDuffie, Kyle Hamilton. There we go. So there's all our All-Americans. Okay, we're going to look at the season stats this year. Look at everybody, and then we'll just kind of look at some of the teams a little more closely. Done. 190 QB rating is very good. Josh Allen led the country in passing, 3,700 yards. Spencer Rattler is a freshman, threw for 3,000 yards for Boise State. Mark Jones, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua had a very good year. Obviously won the national championship as well. Wow, this Mike Alexander, 2,000 yards. Don't see that a ton in these sims. Najee, 1,200. Miles Sanders, 1,200. Touchdowns. Damian Pierce, 1,100 yards, 17 touchdowns as well. Receiving yards, Cutler from the Lobos. Devontae Smith, almost 1,300 yards. EDs, where we're sitting. Chase Claypool had 14. Defense, Dylan Moses, second in the country in tackles. Tackles for loss, none of our guys. Sacks, none of our guys. Byron Murphy had 7 interceptions for Stanford this year. Wow, that is a lot. I wonder if he had any other big years. He had 5. So he had 12 his last 2 years of college. Absolute playmaker. Okay. We're going to go look at just a little bit closer at some of these teams. So we got Bama, Pickett, 147 QB rating, 2,600 yards, decent, only 200 yards a game. Looks like they were trying to run the ball quite a bit. He also added 900 almost yards on the ground. Not a big time receiver this year after he lost DJ Moore. How'd our boy Herbert do in his 1 year at starting? He got injured. His 1 year as a starter was only passing for 160 yards a game. Yeah, you shouldn't have went to Auburn there. The bad choice. Bad freaking choice. Okay, Florida. I forgot about Florida. Yeah, it doesn't look like their QB play was up to snuff. Because, yeah, they were loaded. But, yeah, Breece Hall had a nice freshman campaign. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Receiving, AJ and DK. Well, you got to be careful where you go. Because, yeah, they are talented. But if you don't have the QB to throw you the football, it's not going to matter too much. So, there we go. There's Florida. Not good enough QB play to get it done. Georgia. Haskins, 2,800 yards, so only 3 INTs. Flowers had a nice year for them. Definitely were running the ball well. Judy had almost 1,000 yards. Garrett Wilson had 522 as a freshman. You will take that for sure. He might be their #1 receiver by next year when Mac takes over. Not great from our guy Trevor Lawrence. 122 QB rating, 19 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Not great. Whoever's the coach at Miami has just not done a good job through this whole sim. Once again, Michigan just not getting the QB play. Miles Sanders was obviously very good for them. Jefferson had a great year last year, 1,200 yards, back down to 700 this year, so did not get the QB play needed to have a big year. Notre Dame, another team not getting the QB play. These QBs haven't been going to the big schools as much here, and it's really hurting them. Najee, 1,200 yards. Claypool, Musgrave, they're two main receivers, but yeah, just not getting the QB play to really put up stats. Okay, we got Ohio State. QB played okay, but looks like they were very run heavy, very run heavy. And their QB ran for 1,200 yards as well. Yeah, Ruggs didn't get much going on the air. I mean, 836 is okay, but nothing to write home about. Okay, looking at Tennessee. Green actually played really well for them as a senior. 171 QB rating is very good. They're running the ball a ton, not passing the ball much, but Damian Pierce, Green ran the ball well. They got James Cook as well. They're bringing in at least one 5-star quarterback, maybe multiple. They got Kyle Pitts, T. Higgins, George Pickens. They're bringing in another stud receiver. If they don't win something, if they don't win a natty in the next few years, that is going to be a pretty big letdown for them. The amount of talent this team has is absolutely absurd. Texas, Josh Allen's final year was crazy. 3,700 yards, led the country. Also ran for 752 and 10 touchdowns. He had like 50 touchdowns on the year. Easily could have won the Heisman. I don't know what their record was. That might have held him back a little bit, but yeah, Josh was an absolute freak show. Then we have the national champion, Tua Tagovailoa, 3,000 yards, nice QB rating. They ran the ball well. Tua had 240 carries. That might be a little much. 900 yards. Etienne had 900 yards. Sean Smith able to run it. Phillip Woods had a nice receiving year for them. So yeah, they will take that. Okay, if we go down to SC, had a few different guys play this year. Leak and Singletary were kind of the big ones. Both actually played pretty well overall. Yeah, we'll see next year. Maybe Singletary, one of them will be able to step in and do something nice. Nothing crazy running the ball there. Receiving, Devontae, CeeDee Lamb, like they're just an embarrassment of riches. I'm interested to see what the USC does next year. If they can get a QB, come in and play really well, I want to see those 4 receivers just do something crazy. Okay, so that is going to be it, guys, for the 2019 season. We are just going to sim to National Signing Day. Get a final look at where all these guys signed. The QBs are kind of the big one at this point. I think most of the guys have signed other than them. So, yeah, we will see. I'm just really hoping if it's Bryce and one of the other 3, then fine, but I hope not all 3 of them go there. That would be very disappointing if they all went to Tennessee. Okay, National Signing Day. Let's see. I think Georgia, Tennessee, Notre Dame are going to have the best classes no matter what. CJ Stroud ends at Arizona. Okay, so Quinn goes to Tennessee with Bryce. Luckily, Anthony Richardson goes to Florida State. Doesn't also go to Tennessee. I was going to lose my mind. I actually like that fit for Florida State. Tennessee all of a sudden has a embarrassment of riches. We knew the 2 running backs. I think we knew the receivers except Njigba, who ends up at Arkansas. Tight ends, I think we didn't know where Darnell was for sure going. It is Tennessee. So Tennessee's got a class. Skoronski going to Georgia. It's Georgia, Notre Dame, and Tennessee definitely had the best classes. I think Georgia there once again. Murphy goes to Bama. Will Anderson. Oh, Will Anderson looked like he was going to go to Georgia. He ends up at Miami. Crazy. Bressee's going to Georgia, though. We knew Jalen Carter was going to OSU. We knew Trenton Simpson was going to North Carolina State. We knew both the corners. Yeah, Notre Dame and LSU. And then we knew the free safety was going to Memphis. So there we go. Let's look at the top classes real quick. It is Tennessee. USC gets a ton of 4 and 5. 3 stars, doesn't get any 5 stars though. Georgia, Notre Dame. So that's the top 5. Georgia Tech, I mean, they got a ton of 3 stars. I don't know. But there we go. That is our top classes, guys. The 2020 season is coming up with the 2021 recruiting class. All right, here we go, guys. We are about to start the 2020 season. This is going to be our 3rd last season in the sim. So it's going to be 2020, 2021, and then 2022. That'll get us up to basically the current day, what is being played on the field right now. This is actually going to be the last recruiting class, custom class I am doing, because after this year, it just was too hard for me to know really who is like the good recruits, who is going to turn out really good. And most of the guys, by the time we end it, will only be sophomores anyway. So they really won't make a major impact. We're going to keep playing, obviously, but this is going to be the last full-on recruiting class, and this is a very good one. These are some of obviously the best players in college football right now, and this will be the last players. Like even in these guys last season, they'll only be juniors, so they just making the other two classes. I just didn't know which players were actually good enough. Otherwise, I would have just been making basically the top 25 players from the recruiting class, and yeah, they just weren't going to be around long enough to make the impact. So this is going to be 2020 season. Texas A&M with Tua just won the national championship. I think Georgia had the #1 recruiting class. So let's get into it. All the prospects are made. There's two kind of things with this class. So last year I accidentally put Quinn Ewers in the wrong class, so I switched him and DJ Ugalele guy, the guy who went to Clemson and now is at Oregon State. So DJ is going to be in this class where Quinn Ewers was in the last class, so they switched. And then Travis Hunter is actually part of next year's class, but because he's really good, he's already only a sophomore and he was already like a Heisman candidate, I actually added him to this class as well. So two just little switches I made for this class, but very good class overall. And one of the spots where it's incredible is at QB. First, we have Drake May. Probably going to be the third overall pick in the NFL draft this year. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Went to North Carolina and look in real life, it looks like he's leaning there as well. So that would be a great pickup for them. Then we have Shedeur Sanders, Dion's little kid, playing at Colorado right now. Really good start to the year until he just played at Oregon. But yeah, playing really well. He's leaning SC. SC has not gotten that big time QB recruit, so if they were able to lock one down, that would be absolutely huge. Yeah, he would be the perfect fit there. Also Texas, Tennessee. Then we have Caleb Williams, and didn't Tennessee just get two? I really hope he doesn't get a Tennessee. I think they just got like Bryce Young and someone else last year. So Caleb, please don't go to Tennessee. Go to Ohio State, anyone but Tennessee would be cool. And then our last one is DJ. He's leaning Texas, Stanford, Rutgers, LA Tech. So that's a very nice QB class right there. Okay, then we have running back. We got Will Shipley, who's at Clemson right now. He's leaning Georgia, Tennessee, Clemson, Wisconsin. Then we have Trevion Henderson, who's going to Ohio State at the moment. He's leaning Georgia, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Notre Dame. Okay, then if we go to wide receivers, three really nice ones. We have Xavier Worthy. He's at Texas right now. He's leaning Florida State, Miami, Bama, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. We have Emeka Ibuka, who's at Ohio State right now, probably going to be a first-round pick. He's leaning A&M, SC, Notre Dame, Georgia, Tennessee. Then we have Marvin. Oh my God, look where he's leaning. Marvin Harrison Jr., who people are saying is the best receiver prospect probably since AJ Green or Julio Jones. So over 10 years. Absolute freak show. He's at Ohio State right now, obviously, but he's leaning Maryland, Cincinnati, Rutgers, Michigan, Texas. So some kind of smaller schools. Then we have two tight ends. We have Jatavian Sanders. He's leaning A&M, LSU, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Then we have Brock Bowers, who's an absolute stud for Georgia right now. He's leaning UCLA, Arizona State, Colorado, Texas, UW. Okay, then if we go to offensive linemen, we have two offensive tackles. We have JC Latham, who went to Alabama, I believe. He's leaning Tennessee, Ohio State, USC, Notre Dame, Alabama. And then we have Joe Alt, who's at Notre Dame at the moment. He's leaning OU, SC, Tennessee, Alabama, Notre Dame. Then we have one guard. We have Donovan Jackson. He is leaning Georgia, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Miami. No centers. If we go DNs, we have three. We have Corey Foreman, who went to USC in real life. He's leaning Cal, BYU, USC, Texas. Then we have Dallas Turner, who's at Alabama. He's leaning Georgia, Tennessee, the U, LSU. And we have Jack Sawyer, who's at Ohio State. He's leaning Tennessee, Notre Dame, Alabama, Georgia. Oh, and then we have one more, actually. We have JT Tumalo. I believe he's at Ohio State right now. He's leaning Washington, A&M, Arkansas, Mizzou. We have no defensive tackles. We have no outsides. We have one middle linebacker, is Jeremiah Trocher. He's leaning Notre Dame, Tennessee, SC, Texas. Then corners, we have Kool-Aid McKinstry, who's at Alabama, probably a top 10 pick this year. He's leaning Tennessee, Notre Dame, Georgia, A&M, Bama. And then we have Travis Hunter, of course, who is the #1 recruit in the next class. But like I said, I added him to this one, and he's leaning Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Florida. So definitely looking like he's going to be in the SEC. And then I believe we have no safety. So that is going to wrap up the class, guys. Our last fast recruiting class, but it's a good one, especially. I'm curious where Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison, those are some absolute studs where they are going to go. Okay, we're going to sit into the start of the season. We're going to look at the top 25, see where everyone sits. All right, so let's look at the preseason polls. A&M is looking like they're number one. They're an A-. They have a 99 offense, so they have a chance. Tennessee is 99 across the board, offense, defense. They look very good. Notre Dame, 97 across the board. USC, 99, 95 on defense, but right there. Georgia is going to be right there. North Carolina looks decent. LSU looks okay, actually, when they never really have been good in this sim. Texas looks pretty good. The U looks decent. Ohio State looks pretty good. Bama looks just okay. Clemson looks okay. Oh, Florida, 99 across the board. Florida just never plays well. They always have absolute just studs everywhere. OU looks pretty good this year. Yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. Let's look at the Heisman Watch and preseason All-Americans. So we got Dante Hayford, the QB there. Chris Clayton, QB at Stanford. Tua Tagovailoa, Mike Singletary, and Damian Pierce at Tennessee. Okay, let's look at preseason All-Americans. Tua Tagovailoa, of course. Damian Pierce, Devontae Smith, Tristan Wirfs, Elijah Vera Tucker, Mekhi Becton, Chase Young, Patrick Queen at Tennessee, Micah Parsons, Notre Dame, Terrace Marshall at SC. Then we have Chris Clayton, not our guy. Andrew Thomas, Penei Sewell. That is kind of it. Go Kyle Hamilton at Notre Dame. That is kind of it. That is where we're sitting. Okay, let's go look at some of these rosters. Okay, going down the list. Bama just looks okay. I think they lost their QB. Who did they have? They had Colby Pickett. He is gone. Kenny Pickett. Auburn, nothing. Florida is stacked. 99 overall team. AJ Terrell. They have 299s and 97 senior quarterback. Andrew Thomas. Great team all across the board, especially if this QB plays well. And they have a junior who's going to be pretty good next year. Breece Hall at running back. I think they have a good receiver. Justin Ross. Yeah, good across the board. Really nice tight end. O-line looks, at least left tackle looks, and center. Yeah, they have a really nice O-line. Nothing wrong with that. They got Sam West, nice. And they have Chase Young at pass rusher. D tackle's just okay. Really good outside. Nice middle linebacker. Decent right outside. AJ Terrell, Asante Samuel, two lockdown corners. And their safeties are just okay. But that Florida team is really good. But Florida never plays well. They always have good classes. They always have a good team, and they just never get it done. Georgia looks pretty star-studded this year. They got Mac Jones at quarterback with Justin Fields. So they're going to get Mac this year. Justin Fields should stay for 2 years, and that will wrap up the sim. So they're basically going to have Mac Jones and Justin Field at QB for if Georgia doesn't win a natty over the next 3 years, that is going to be a major disappointment. Pretty nice running back there. Wide receivers, they have Jerry Jeudy. They have Garrett Wilson in behind him, and Josh Downs right there as well. So they're really good at receiver, and they're going to be good for the rest of the sim. So tight end, not great. Peter Skronsky, only a freshman, so he's going to really develop. Tyler Linderbaum on the inside. So O-line's not incredible, but decent. Henry Moore looks pretty good. They got Azeez Ojulari. Oh, and they got BJ. So the two brothers go to Georgia together. So there you go. A couple of good fast DNs there. Brian Bresee on the inside. This Georgia team, they are hitting their stride right here, guys. Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith. They are really rounding into form. They got Trent McDuffie, and they're going to have these two at corner for the next 3 years. And this Cunningham, yeah, friggin' crazy. This team, not great at safety. Safety's kind of their weak point, but this team needs to win a national championship over these 3 years. I don't think they've won any, hey? Let's go back and look. I don't think Georgia has won any. Oh, they won one in 2012. Yeah, in 2012, they beat Miami of Ohio, but that was only even one they've made. So they've only made one over the 20 years. Have consistently, especially over the last 7 or 8, had really good classes. So Georgia has got to put in some work here. LSU actually had a decent overall team. They got Jamar Chase. They got this QB who looks pretty decent. Not going to go through their whole roster, but they look not bad for sure. Miami has Trevor Lawrence, only a junior, but they're like decent around him. Tyson Campbell, Gregory Rousseau. They got Will Anderson. I don't think he has like great weapons. yeah, not great weapons at all to throw to. So Trevor Lawrence just didn't go to the right school, in my opinion. But hey, you never know. Michigan, Justin Jefferson in his last year, Tristan Wirfs, Mozzie Smith. They got some good players, but I don't think they're going to, do much this year. They have nothing at QB. Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything. Notre Dame, Rashawn Gary, Najee Harris, Micah Parsons. We'll look through Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame has ever won one either, which actually that's crazy because they haven't even made one, and they've made one, in 2006, but they have consistently had some of the best recruiting classes, some of the best players. They got this Tolbert, just okay. They have a couple of nice running backs, seniors though, so they're going to need these guys to kind of step up next year. Nothing amazing at receiver at all, really. Musgrave at tight end and Michael Mayer. So they're definitely going to go tight end heavy this year. I think they actually have some good O-linemen we'll look at. Darnell Wright and Broderick Jones. So nice left tackle, Whitaker, Tony Lewis. So they have a good young O-line and Charles Cross. So they got some really good young offensive linemen. Jalen Phillips, Rashawn Gary. Oh my God, look at their DNs. Rashawn Gary, Jalen Phillips, and then they got a young Travon Walker coming up too. Barrymore and Bonner, a great offensive line. Really good linebackers, Carey, and then they have Micah Parsons, only a junior, one of the best players in the country. Keely Ringo, just okay at corner, not great. Yeah, and safety, Kyle Hamilton. So they have one good safety, one just kind of mess safety. So, hey, Notre Dame could do it. I doubt it because I don't think their QB is good enough. Henry Ruggs, right there. Who do they got at QB? I don't think they're really a national title in the mix, but they look pretty decent. OU, decent overall. Will Levis, only a sophomore. Wow, and he's a 94 overall. So if they do make some noise, Will Levis will definitely be a part of that, I think. Is there anyone I'm missing that I skipped over? Tennessee for sure we are looking at. This is holy 99, 99, 99, 99, 98, 98, 97, 97, 97, 96. Oh my goodness. This might be the most talented team overall wise we have ever seen. Bryce Young at quarterback with Quinn Ewers. This is why I really hope Caleb Williams doesn't go there. Like, that would suck. But basically, it's going to be Bryce and Quinn Ewers there. So they finally got their QB. They got James Cook and Damian Pierce. They got T. Higgins, George Pickens, two just freaks, and Jordan Addison. Holy crap. They got Kyle Pitts and Darnell Washington. Oh my God. They got Jedrick Wills, Penei Sewell. This team, this guy's a 98. Holy, they got Mekhi Becton. Oh my goodness. Kayvon Thibodeau, only a sophomore. Aiden Hutchinson. This Jimmy Henry guy looks pretty good. D tackle, they're just okay. That looks like their weak point right now. Left outside, decent. They got Patrick Queen on the inside. Christian Harris coming up behind him. Oh my goodness. 390 plus corners. Jeff Okudah, Derek Stingley, this Mike Allen, and then they have some decent guys. So they're going to be losing some corners next year. But wow, this team, safety. I mean, this guy's good. The other safeties aren't great, but holy cow. That team might be the most talented team on paper we have seen in this sim. There was an Ohio State team one year. I remember a USC team being insane, but this Tennessee team is stacked, loaded. Holy crap. This Texas team looks pretty okay. This is their first year not playing with Josh Allen in 4 years. And I think right before that, they had Johnny Manziel. So they've had just incredible QBs. Texas looks like they might take a bit of a step back. Defending national champions, they are loaded on offense. They have Tua Tagovailoa in his senior year. They have senior Travis Etienne. A couple of nice receivers. Like, these guys are going to do work. Nice tight ends. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the Natty again, but they proved they could last year. They got Tua, senior quarterback, you never know. Okay, if we go to USC, look really solid, but nothing. After you looking at that Tennessee team, they were a whole different story. So they got this Mike Singletary, who actually looks good. Carl Leak. They have Stallings, and so they have a couple of none of these are our guys. 3 seniors. So they got to get some underclassmen running backs. They used to get so many running backs, they don't anymore. But now they get the receivers. Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Terrace Marshall is your 4 wideouts. Crazy. They do kind of got to get a young one because all 3 of these guys are going to be seniors next year. But yeah, look at that foursome. That is cracked. And they have this Victor Myers, looks good. Evan Roach, pretty nice 80 overall freshman coming in. They got Evan Neal. His Parker is nasty. They got this nasty center, a nice center coming in behind him. 2 nasty guards on this side, both senior. Their O-line is studded. And decent, but not incredible. The tackles, decent, not incredible. Linebackers, decent, not incredible. Yeah, maybe even a little less than decent. Nice corners. There's Bobo. They have Patrick Surtain. Some guys coming in behind them. Yeah, these guys should be decent going forward. This Perez looks pretty nice, junior. And they have Javon Holland as well. So USC is definitely in the national title hunt. I mean, that Tennessee team, after looking at that is just like some next level stuff. That is crazy. Okay, we'll quickly just go through positions. Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. Those are kind of the top QBs. Najee and DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne, James Cook, Damian Pierce, Jerry Jeudy, Justin Jefferson, Henry Ruggs, T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. Those are the best receivers, and they are studs. Tight end, we got this Logan. We got Kyle Pitts coming to do his own as a junior. Yeah, wow, I cannot believe that Tennessee team. And they got Bryce Young in at the perfect time. Okay, Wirfs, Jedrick Willis, Penei Sewell, Andrew Thomas, some really nice left tackles. Left guard is the USC guy. Center is Linderbaum, would be the only one of ours probably. Elijah Vera Tucker at right guard. Right tackle, we got Mekhi Becton, best in the country. Left end, we got Jalen Phillips, best one of our guys. Kayvon Thibodeau coming in behind him. Chase Young, Rashawn Gary on this side. Ojulari, Hutchinson. D tackle, we kind of had some really good D tackles, and they all graduated last year. Barrymore is kind of the good one right now. Nothing for left outside. Middle, we got Patrick Queen, Quay Walker will be our big ones. Right outside, we got Dylan Moses in his last year and Micah Parsons, 2 best outsides in the country. Corner, we got AJ Terrell, Jeff Okudah, Patrick Surtain, Asante Samuel Jr., Derek Stingley. Nothing at free safety, it doesn't really look like. And then strong, we got Javon Holland, Kyle Hamilton as well. So that's kind of the best teams. Oh my God, that Tennessee team, I cannot get over that. Okay, we're going to sim to week 9 here. Look at recruiting, look at top 25, see where everyone's sitting. All right, here we are in week 9. Let's look at recruiting. The only thing I hope is Caleb Williams isn't going to Tennessee. That is all I hope. Drake May might go to frickin' Tennessee. It's either North Carolina or Tennessee. Shador looking like SC or A&M. Caleb Williams locked in at Penn State. Wow, what a get for Penn State. Stanford, Louisiana Tech, Georgia maybe for DJ. Drake, go to North Carolina. Please do not go to Tennessee. You'll literally never play the whole sim. We'll never see him play. So yeah, let's hope. Will Shipley, Georgia, Tennessee, Clemson, Wisconsin. So lots of close teams there. Trevion going to Notre Dame. I like that pickup for Notre Dame for sure. Wideouts, Worthy going to Wyoming. Wow, I don't know if I've seen anybody go there. Then A&M just missed out. Agbuka might go to Wyoming. What happened at Wyoming? And then Marvin Harrison, he's Cincinnati, Rutgers, or Texas. What a threesome. I hope he goes to Texas. That'd be kind of cool. Wow, what is going on in Wyoming, guys? Okay, weird. Jatavion Sanders looking like Arkansas, OSU. Brock Bowers looking like UCLA, Washington, Oregon State. Looking like he's going to stay out on the West Coast. Tackle, Latham looking like Tennessee or SC, maybe Louisville. Alts looking like probably OU, maybe Tennessee. Donovan Jackson looking like Tennessee, Georgia, maybe Air Force. DN Foreman looking like he's going to go to Texas, UCLA, Arizona. Dallas Turner locked in at Georgia. Sawyer locked in at Notre Dame. And then JT locked in at Notre Dame as well. Some nice pickups there for Notre Dame. Nothing for D tackle. Middle linebacker Trotter looking like Texas or Maryland, maybe Tennessee. Corner Kool-Aid going to Tennessee, man. Travis Hunter looking like Georgia Tech, Florida, Maryland, Bama. He went to a small school in real life, so Georgia Tech would not be that weird. And that is it. We have no safeties, so there we go. That is where we're sitting. Xavier Worthy going to Wyoming. Wild. Okay, let's look at the top 25. See where our teams are sitting here. Notre Dame 7-0, Georgia 7-0, Va Tech, Bama, Oklahoma, Cincinnati. Tennessee lost a game. Who'd they lose to? I never even look at this, but I'm interested. Okay, so they played Georgia. Yeah, that's an okay game to lose. You're going to lose That's respectable. North Carolina, LSU. USC has lost 2 games already. Florida, TCU. So looking like our natty is going to come, maybe Bama. I doubt Bama. Georgia, Notre Dame would be cool. We just never get the big boys like that. I think Tennessee's got a shot still. Yeah, so that's where their top 25 is sitting. Okay, I actually want to look through the top 25 and see if we can find a big game to watch. Was that Tennessee and Bama this week? This week we have Tennessee, Alabama. Yeah, we're watching that. Screw it. I usually watch them this early, but if Tennessee loses, they are basically out of the national title hunt. If Bama loses, I mean, they're still in it. So this is a must win for Tennessee with one of the most stacked teams we have ever seen. We got College Game Day in the house. We are definitely checking this out. Number 7 at number 3. This is definitely not the best Bama team. Tennessee should win this game, but Bama's got a nasty offense to start second in the country in points per game. Tennessee looks incredible defensively. Top players, they got their punter, corner, left tackle. We got Becton, Okudah, Jedrick Wills. James Cook is out, but they have Dameon Pierce, some injuries for Alabama. So yeah, let's get into it. Crazy. All right, so Tennessee in Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny Stadium, taking on the Tide. This friggin' Tennessee team, so loaded. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna go through first quarter. Okay, 6-0 Tennessee. Close game though. Okay, Tennessee is starting to take it to them a little bit here. Yeah, it is Dameon Pierce. I want to see a bit of this Tennessee offense if they're driving. Okay, we're just gonna watch this just because I want to see some of this offense, how studded they are. They got Bryce, they got Pickens, they got T. Higgins, Jordan Addison, and Dameon Pierce right now. Like, that is sick. There it is. Bryce Young touchdown in the back corner. Man, this Tennessee team, didn't even get to see who that was to. That was to Vogel, but and they got Kyle Pitts. That is insane. Just think about that. Bryce Young, Dameon Pierce, Kyle Pitts at tight ends with Jordan Addison's, George Pickens, and T. Higgins. And Mekhi Becton, Jedrick Wills, Penei Sewell, like insane. We're going to go to the end of the game, but this Tennessee team has a chance to be incredible. Georgia looks really good. Georgia did beat them. Okay, all of a sudden Bama's low-key in this. Whoa, Bama. They just scored there. Extra point. They're down 5 with 1:19 left, and they have 3 timeouts. Wow. Sim play. Recovered by Tennessee, 3-yard rush. There's 1:10 left. Stuck 5. I was just friggin' going off on Tennessee, and then all of a sudden Bama crawls back. They almost get him in the backfield. Dameon Pierce goes for maybe 2 yards. Timeout for Bama. Wow. Oh, I just watched. Oh, crap. I just simmed. Okay, yeah, they got it. Okay, I actually simmed one play extra and they just got a huge gain. So that is going to do it. Tennessee. Oh, yeah, there we go. Dameon Pierce again. But that is going to do it. Bama's going to be forced to use their last time out. That is going to be the game. I don't know how that happened. Pierce has 161 yards. How did that happen? I don't even get that. 2-yard rush, 7-yard rush. Bryce Young kneel down. There we go. So Tennessee beats Bama. There's some weird stuff I think kind of going on there, but they pretty much destroyed them the whole game. 360 yards, 16. Oh my God, for Bryce as a freshman. Dameon Pierce, Bryce Young ran for 63 as well. Receiving T. Higgins, Jordan Addison, Pickens, Kyle Pitts. That team, I cannot get over how star-studded that is. Them in Georgia look just studs. Can that be the SEC championship game? I'm hoping it can be. Okay, I'm going to go to like week 13 here. All right, so we're in the conference championship weekend. Let's look at the top 25. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, Tennessee, Bama, 1 loss. Georgia must have lost a few games at the end there. 10-2. Who'd they lose to down the stretch? 2 games in a row to LSU and Georgia Tech. I don't think any of these 3 teams have a playoff game or a conference championship game. So yeah, it's basically going to be Oklahoma versus Notre Dame. Okay. 97 overall. So I mean, I ain't even going to be mad at it. Tennessee's going to miss out with 1 loss. Basically guaranteed. We can look at the scores and schedules. USC lost 4 games. Jesus. Bama, Georgia. So Tennessee didn't even make the conference championship, even though they beat Bama. Wow. So none of these games really matter. It's basically locked in at Notre Dame, Oklahoma. So we're just going to sim through. We're going to go through and we're going to look at that. Look at the natty. All right, let's look. Yeah, it's Oklahoma, Notre Dame. I mean, two big programs, OU, Notre Dame, both undefeated. I'm not going to be mad at it. Miami, Louisiana Tech, Ohio State, 2 losses. Bama, only 1 loss. They beat Georgia. Georgia lost their last 3 games of the year. Tennessee, 1 loss. That's tough for Tennessee. They should be back around same spot next year, but that team was so talented. Georgia lost their last 3 games of the year. So we got Oklahoma, we got Notre Dame. Good teams, big game. Let's check it out. So this is where we're sitting. Very evenly matched team. 2nd and 6th in points per game. 2nd in yards, 7th in yards. 7th in points per game versus 3rd. 6th versus 4th in total yards. Both very good teams. Parsons, Carey, Todd, Will Levis in at QB, big time for them. Those are the injuries, so nothing crazy. These are pretty healthy, evenly matched teams. We have 2 basically blue bloods. I am happy with this. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, undefeated. Some stars. Notre Dame definitely has a bit more star talent, but especially defensively, Notre Dame has some studs. But here we go. OU. I think this said in the Superdome, so in Louisiana. Let's see what happens. We're going to go to the end of the first quarter here. Wow, 14-7 OU, back and forth. Let's keep it going. 17-14 OU, narrow lead going to the fourth quarter. Wow, back and forth, 31-24. Oklahoma has a lead, but Notre Dame gets the ball. I'm going to go a little slow here, but if we get down in the red zone, okay, we're going to watch from here. Notre Dame, 5:45 left in the fourth quarter in the national title game. They are down 7. Close game inside the Oklahoma 40-yard line. So let's see what they got. Who do they have? I don't think they have any of our guys at QB. I don't think they really have a ton of our guys even just on offense. It's a lot of more just created type players. I don't know why they're letting the clock go so low, but there we go. I think he just got it. Yep, Michael McLean. There we go. I'm going to go down a... Oh my goodness, I just simmed one more play and fumble recovered by Oklahoma. Okay, but Notre Dame gets the ball back and just had 3 losses in a row and they have to punt. Okay, now all of a sudden Oklahoma, 3:34 left. They are driving to ice this game. Will Levis in at quarterback, trying to lead Oklahoma to a national championship. I don't think they have any. Will Levis keeps it on the option, blows over a defender. Yeah, looking back at my notes here, Oklahoma does not have a national title. I don't think they've been in one either. So yeah, this is absolutely massive here. Notre Dame needs a play, because even if OU kicks a field goal, it's basically over. So Micah Parsons, one of their big guys on defense, needs to do something, make something happen, force a turnover. OU is going to let this run down. 2:40 left. Little draw on the inside. They do stuff it. It's going to be 3rd and 5, but I mean, a field goal. Christian Barrymore on the inside. A field goal basically not ices it, but it's going to be tough. Notre Dame does have 3 field goals. They're not going to use it. They're going to let the clock wind. We got Will Levis in the backfield. Another little counter draw. He gets leveled in the backfield. Notre Dame is going to use their first time out. Oklahoma is trying to kick a field goal here to go up 10, make it a 2-score game with under 2 minutes left in the national title game. What do we got? It is up and it is good. So OU up 10. Notre Dame is going to need a crazy last 2 minutes. Not looking good for Notre Dame, but you never know. I'm just going to sim a little bit. Incomplete. 6 yards. It's 4th and 4 right here for Notre Dame. This is basically the game. OU's defense has came to play. We might have to go look at OU's roster after this. I think we looked at them quick, but not really super in depth. They are able to get it to their tight end. That is probably Musgrave there. Oh no, it's Michael Mayer. They have Musgrave and Mayer. They're two stud tight ends. They're going to use them quite a bit. Tight end motioning across the formation and back. Don't really have time to be doing all that. Notre Dame, you need to score and score quick. Nice little dot to the outside there. Throw away. 31 yards to battle. They got it inside, just outside the 20-yard line. Notre Dame, 58 seconds left. Only 1 timeout. They're going to need a quick score and an onside kick is basically all that Notre Dame can do here. Drops back, finds a little hitch underneath, gets about 8-9 yards there. 2nd and 1, 50 seconds left. The clock is ticking though, Notre Dame. You need to hurry to the line and get something going. They're going to spike it here. 3rd and 1, 44 seconds. They need a late touchdown and an onside kick. Here we go. Shotgun, running back to his right. drops back, has plenty of time, fires it in underneath. That is going to move the chain, so the clock is going to stop till the chains are moving. Notre Dame, nice little drive here. Musgrave, 87 yards through the air. Musgrave and Mayer, really nice tight end duo. Got another motion across the formation. Don't really have time to be doing all that. You want to snap this ball. Snap the ball. Here we go. Notre Dame. Pressure, tries to get away. He fumbles it, and that is going to do it. Oklahoma Sooners win the national championship with 2 late forced fumbles. That is going to just sink Notre Dame. That is going to do it. Will Levis kneels on the football, and Oklahoma wins the national championship. Their first of the sim. It is 2020. And they are national champions. That is OU versus Notre Dame. There it is, guys. That is our 19th national championship game of the sim. Crazy, crazy. Okay, I'm going to sim through, but I want to go look at Oklahoma's just roster really quick. I didn't think they were going to win, so I just gave them a quick once over, but going to advance through to the end of bowl season. I just want to quickly look at their roster. I mean, they won the national championship, and they actually do have some good players. They're not one of the most stud teams like Tennessee, but they do have some talent. Okay, well, let's look at the top 25 really quick. So it is going to be OU, Bama, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Miami, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, LSU. Georgia lost their 3 last games of the year. Very tough look for Georgia. They were one of my favorites. Heisman, Payne from Louisiana Tech. None of our guys. Sam Howell for Vautech. All-Americans we'll look at. Payne, Damian Pierce, Jedrick Wills, Mekhi Becton, Dylan Moses, Syracuse. There we go. Second team, Mike Singletary for SC. Panay Sewell for Tennessee. Linderbaum, Elijah Vera Tucker. Nothing else really on defense. Look at freshmen. We got Bryce Young for Tennessee, of course. Jackson Smith and Jigba for Arkansas. Peter Skoronsky. Will Anderson for the U. Oh, know what I forgot to look at actually was recruiting. Usually I look at it one more time, but we'll just wait till National Signing Day. We're pretty far in, so we'll look at National Signing Day. Quickly, I want to look at the stats for the year as well, but I want to quickly just look at Oklahoma's roster. They won the Natty. I didn't really look at them super in depth before the season. Obviously really good at QB. They got Will Levis. If he doesn't leave early, he's gonna be there every year for the rest of the sim. So nice running backs, good fullbacks, which doesn't matter a ton, but my goodness, they have 2 nice receivers, but literally only 2. Oh, Jamison Williams is their number 1. I missed that. Wow, Jamison. Couple of nice tight ends. Look decent on the O-line. Yeah, really nice on the O-line, actually. Very nice. Not like super studs, but nice DN. So this was a good team. Good D tackle. Yeah. Kind of like last year when A&M won. They had a star quarterback, and the rest of the team was good, but yeah, their secondary was not good. They have a good, strong safety, but yeah, Oklahoma, national champions. Cool. Okay, let's look at the season stats for some of these. We'll go through the league leaders, and we'll just go look at some of the teams really quick. NCAA, Tua Tagovailoa, almost a 200. Oh, he didn't play the whole year. He must have got injured, but when he was playing, he was sick. Trevor Lawrence, nice. Let's look at total passing yards. Mike Singletary at USC, 4,500 yards. Chaz Brown, Spencer Rattler, Will Levis right there, 47 touchdowns, 44 touchdowns, 42. This guy threw 15 picks, but USC was throwing it all over the yard. Rushing, Damian Pierce, first in the country. Been really nice at Tennessee, honestly, last year. He's over 1,100 yards every year. 17 touchdowns the last 2 years each, so been really good. Does he catch passes at all? 200 receiving yards this year, so pretty good. There we go. Receiving, Kevin Harris, one of our guys. Devontae Smith, 3rd in the country. And I think he's had a great career too. Look at his last 3 years. He's a senior, so he didn't play his first year, but 1,200, 1,400 yards. That's kind of it for us. So Justin Jefferson, good career, but never really had the QB to really take advantage. CeeDee Lamb. Kevin Harris, what a year for him. 1,600 yards and 22 touchdowns. Crazy. Okay, defensively, Dylan Moses, 3rd in the country in tackles for loss. None of our guys. Sacks. None of our guys. Ints. None of our guys. Okay. Oh, Asante Samuel had 5. There we go. Let's go look at just some teams here. Alabama, 1 loss. Like, they weren't amazing on paper, but as Matthews played pretty good for them. He's a senior though, so he's gone. They ran the ball well. Like, 1 loss. They finished like 4th in the country. Yeah, no, good year for Bama. Florida, once again, nowhere to be found. A 98 overall quarterback. They don't throw the ball at all, and they don't run it for that much either. I don't know what goes on in Florida. They always have just studs and can't get it done. Mac, his senior year, pretty good. They're going to run the ball a ton. We know that, but he played well. John Anderson running the ball. Matt, they ran the ball for 800 yards with Mac. So you know they want to run the ball. Justin Fields is going to fit with them perfect next year. That might have been their downfall, is they're trying to run with Mac Jones. So Fields next year should be good. You got Judy and Garrett Wilson. Judy is going to be gone, but they got Garrett Wilson. They got Josh Downs. They'll be fine there. Nolan Smith on defense. Yeah, this team's going to be really good. Ojolari, they're going to be right in the mix next year for sure. I definitely think Fields is just going to fit with them a lot better as well than Mac, just how they want to play. Miami, Trevor Lawrence looks like he had a nice year. Yeah, like they don't throw the ball a ton, but when they do, he's super efficient with it. Added 500 on the ground. He doesn't have great weapons, so he's kind of doing the best he can with not great people around him, but getting it done. Let's look at Notre Dame. Made the Natty. Not great QB play. If they had a better QB, they probably win it. Rushing, Ryan Dennis. Yeah, receiving, they had this Trey Joseph who will be back. They have Luke Musgrave. They got Michael Mayer. So they got some good players. They'll be right in the mix next year again. Well, actually, let's look at their defense because they had some studs. Parsons right there in tackles. Rashawn Gary leading the team. Jalen Phillips right there. Christian Barrymore. Micah Parsons had 3 ints as well. So Micah was making plays. Ohio State, not great QB. Running back had a pretty good year. Ruggs got hurt. 78 yards a game when he played, but got injured. Not the best Ohio State team. Oklahoma, national champions. We have Will Levis. And Hopkins actually played a decent amount, 3,100 yards. Rushing, no one 1,000, but decent. David Jackson, their tight end, was their number 1 receiver with Jamison Williams right behind him. They get both those guys, both are sophomores. So, and Will Levis is a sophomore, so they should have a really nice offense again next year. Tennessee, Bryce Young, 135 QB rating, so good, not incredible. 19-6, so he must have got injured a little bit. Yeah, they didn't throw the ball much. 1,800 yards for Damian. Bryce Young, James Cooks, they're definitely going to run the ball. They got Kyle Pitts, T. Higgins. All these guys are back. Oh, T. Higgins is gone, but they're going to be fine. Defensively, Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Quinn, Patrick Queen, who had 8 sacks. That's pretty good actually for this. Hutchinson had 8. Ints, Akud had 3. Stingley had 3. Pretty good. Oh, we got a little bit more to look at. I want to look at Texas and Tennessee or Texas and USC. USC put up some numbers, man. This guy led first in the country in passing yards. Also ran for 700 yards. 2,000-yard receivers. Terrace Marshall. Waddle has not been getting any run. It's his senior year next year. He should, because Devontae's gone, he'll step in. Yeah, let's look at Texas. Just because Texas, not really with our guys, but they put up some stats. Yeah, this receiver, 1,600 yards. He's a senior, though, so he's gone. Their QB was, no, not a senior. Yep, Chaz Brown was a senior, too. So they're losing both. They're just studs on offense. Okay, that is going to be it, guys. I'm just going to sim to signing day, and we're going to look at the recruiting classes. Okay, here we are, National Signing Day. All right, QB Drake May go to Tennessee. There's 3 of our QBs. Drake May will literally never touch the field once. Shudur going to USC. There we go. Caleb going to Penn State, which we knew, and DJ going to Louisiana Tech. Okay. Shipley going to Tennessee. Tennessee putting in work. Travion we knew to Notre Dame. We knew Worthy. Abuka is going to Texas A&M. Harrison going to Rutgers. So we're not going to be seeing much of Marvin Harrison Jr. Jatavian Sanders going to Wisconsin. Brock going to Colorado. Terrell Hudson is not one of our guys, but he's going to Tennessee. But JC Latham is one of our guys, and he's going to Tennessee. And Joe Alt is one. Tennessee guys. Holy crap. These guys just don't miss, man. Donovan Jackson go to New Mexico. Foreman going to Arizona. Turner going to Georgia. Jack Sawyer going to Notre Dame. And we knew JT was going to Notre Dame. And that is, we're getting to the end here. Middle linebacker, he's going to Tennessee, of course. Corner, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Tennessee, of course. Travis Hunter going to Florida. I like that fit. Wow. Tennessee, I think the record for 5 stars is 8. I think one year Tennessee got it, one year Ohio State maybe got 8. Yeah, Tennessee in 2017 and Ohio State, I didn't write how many down, but there was one year I think they had 7 or 8. There might have been USC had 7 or 8. Tennessee only had 5. Okay, so not quite as much. Still the #1 team or recruiting class in the country. Then USC, North Carolina State, Wisconsin, Stanford, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. So not quite as good as some of those other ones, but very, very good. Tennessee not stopping anytime soon. That is going to be it, guys. And that is actually the last recruiting class that we are really going to be watching. Just because the new ones will all be random, just, you know, computer generated. So I hope you guys enjoyed that whole custom recruit thing. I think it worked out really cool. Want to do stuff like this again in the future. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. I have a really cool video idea for after the end of this series. I think is going to be really cool. Similar to this, but going to be a little bit different. So I think that's going to work out really well. Okay, so there it is, guys. So that was the 2020 season, 2021 recruiting class. Oklahoma beats Notre Dame in the national championship game, and we have 2 more seasons left. All right, guys, here we are, the second last season. This is going to be the 2021 season, second last. OU just beat Notre Dame to win the national championship. Now, this is going to be the one of only 2 seasons where we're not doing a recruiting class. So no recruiting class. We're not even going to look at that. So these seasons are going to go a bit faster, not a crazy, probably 10, 15 minutes less time, just where we're not looking at recruiting. But yeah, we'll maybe even watch one, or maybe we'll watch a little bit more of the games just because, you know, this is down to the wire. But first, I'm gonna hop in, look at the top 25, look at Heisman Watch, all that type of stuff, see who the big boys are this year. I will be shocked if Tennessee isn't, like, on paper the best team. Looks like they're the preseason #1 too. This has a chance to be maybe the best team we've ever seen in the sim. Notre Dame is right there with him. A+ across the board. Bama looks okay. Oklahoma, defending national champions, A+. Ohio State, only a B. Their defense looks bad. Miami looks pretty good. They might have Trevor Lawrence still, or he might be gone. I can't remember. LSU looks okay. Georgia has a really good team as well. I'd say Georgia, Notre Dame, Tennessee have to be the favorites on paper. Florida always has a good team on paper, but never performs. North Carolina, A&M. Where's Texas? Texas has fallen off quite a bit. What about, like, SC? Whoa. Where is you? Oh my goodness. They're A+ across the board. So they're one of the best teams in the country, but they're starting out 44th. I feel like we're missing maybe one other team that should be ranked. But there we go. That's kind of the early top 25. That's crazy to have USC that low with a 99 team. So Dante Hayford, the Ohio State quarterback. We have this Mike Singletary, the USC quarterback. Brian Dennis. Sam Howell is our only our created player. Preseason All-American Singletary, Dennis from Notre Dame, Penei Sewell, Evan Neal, Linderbaum, Aiden Hutchinson, Asante Samuel. There we go. Second team, CeeDee Lamb at SC, Tyson Campbell, the corner. Yeah, not as many of our guys as actually All-Americans. Okay, let's look at some of these rosters and see where everyone's sitting. Okay, Bama. They look decent, Daxton Hill, but I don't think they're national title contenders at all. If they are, we can always take, like, later in the year, we can always look at them again. Daddy Clemson, no. Florida has a good team on paper. Once again, Breece Hall, Justin Ross is their big weapons on offense. You know, decent senior quarterback as well. So they should make some noise, but I don't think they're national title contenders. Florida State, no. Oh yeah, I forgot Florida State got Anthony Richardson. I mean, he's probably going to be pretty nasty this year, but I don't think it's going to be enough to put him over the top. We look at Georgia, one of the best teams in the country. We're going to do a deep dive on them. They have every shot to win it all this year. They have Justin Fields. As long as he doesn't leave early, they're going to have him for the rest of the sim. This John Anderson guy looks really good. And then they have maybe this sophomore should be decent by next year, but a 96 overall senior. Garrett Wilson, they'll have for the rest of the sim. Josh Downs. So they just have their 1-2, receivers right there. Really, really good. And even this Anthony Burns in the slot looks really good too. Nothing crazy at tight end. Left tackle, they got Skoronski. Decent on the guards. Linderbaum, best center in the country. So O-line, they're just good. I would definitely not say great. They got this Henry Moore and Vance. They got 2 DNs. Yeah, they got 4 DNs. They brought in Dallas Turner as well. So they're stacked at the end. Only Brian Brissy on the inside. So they could definitely use a little bit more beef, but Brissy's going to be really good for them. This Hartman looks really good. They got Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean in behind them. So really nice linebackers, and Nolan Smith. So linebacking core, they're nasty. They got McDuffie. This Cunningham looks really good, and they got Sauce. So they got 3 just nasty corners this year, and they're only going to lose this Jason Cunningham. So they're going to be all good there. Philip Patterson at safety. So safety, they're not incredible, but that is one of the best teams I promise you we will see. I think Tennessee is going to be better on paper, but Georgia has every shot. LSU is actually ranked in the top 10. They got Jamar. It's kind of the Jamar show in Baton Rouge. Doesn't look like their QB is great, so we'll see there. Miami, they do have Trevor Lawrence. So you know what? You got to give them a shot. You know, debatably the best quarterback in the country. 6'6", 86 speed, 95 awareness. What's his throw power, throw accuracy? 96 throw power, 99 throw accuracy. So he's about as perfect of a QB as they come right now. They should have a shot. Michigan, no, not great. Decent team this year, but not national title contenders. Notre Dame, another 99 across the board team. On paper, I don't think they're going to be as good as Ohio State or Tennessee, but Tolbert looks like a pretty decent senior quarterback. Pretty decent. They got this Brian Dennis, who's a Heisman candidate, looks pretty good. So yeah, they're not incredible on offense, honestly. I think, yeah, they got Musgrave and Mayer, so really good at tight end. They're going to be good along the O-line. So kind of their skill position, like I guess especially the receivers. If their QB plays good, their O-line is sick. Very good. So run the ball. They got Jack Sawyer along the D-line, Travon Walker, JT, Barrymore on the inside with his Jansen and Poole. So they're very deep up front. Gabe Moore, best linebacker in the country. They have unbelievable linebackers, and Parsons. They have a 99, 99, and 98 linebacking core. That is disgusting. Keely Ringo. So they have decent corners, not great. And just, yeah, 1 okay safety, 1 very good safety. So if Notre Dame gets QB play and their receivers are able to step up, they do not have great receivers. They have really good tight ends, good running back. And if their QB plays good, they're definitely in the title hunt. 100%. That linebacking core is insane. Ohio State, they are in the top 10, but yeah, like look at, they have like 3 90s that aren't a kicker on their team. They do have a really good running back in QB. So if those guys put in work, obviously they have a shot, but yeah. Then we got defending national champions. We got, who did they have at QB last year? But he's gone. It was Will Levis, wasn't it? And Levis left. This guy looks really good, David Hopkins, but they lost their QB. Really good running back. Fullbacks are good. Jamison Williams at receivers. They have 2 really nice receivers. The rest aren't great. They have a couple of nice tight ends. Going to be okay along the O-line. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to win the national championship again, but they're still going to be, a tough out for anybody. Penn State, if they didn't know, they don't got nothing. Tennessee, let's take a look. They actually might not be quite as good as last year. They got Bryce Young, Quinn Ewers, and Drake May, who is never going to see the field, Drake May. Quinn Ewers, Bryce Young is just narrowly staying ahead of him. Running back, they got James Cook for his senior year. They brought in Will Shipley, who will probably start for them next year, so keeping that going. They lost T. Higgins, but they still have Jordan Addison and Pickens for the next, however 2 years of the sim. They got this Butler who will step in for Vogel next year, so they have 3 really good receivers. Kyle Pitts is a senior. Then they have Darnell Washington in behind him, just crazy. Left tackle, Penei Sewell, and then they got this J.C. Latham behind him, and they got Joe Alt. Fontaine. Ooh, they might have to kick someone inside the center. Right guard is okay. And so their O-line is not as good as last year. Their O-line last year was disgusting. They still got Thibodeau. They still got Hutchinson. Dominique Bennett looks really good. So I don't know. This team looks really good. I think they were better last year. Last year, they were just insanely talented. Yeah, their linebackers are just okay. Corners are still going to be really nice. Stingley, and they got Kool-Aid McKinstry coming in. This John Walker looks good as well. Free safety, this Fenner's good, but he's a senior. Yeah, so this Tennessee team, they were better last year on paper. They lost a decent amount of players. They're still really good, but last year they were incredible. I would still probably make them with the favorite along with Georgia. Texas, yeah, Texas taken a big step back. They don't have a QB. Yeah, not expecting much from them. Tua left A&M, not expecting anything from them. The last team we're going to look close at is SC. They're ranked 45th in the country. They are stacked, though. They got to be in the top as well. Singletary, 97 overall. They got Shedeur Sanders in, but he probably won't play. This guy's only a junior. Yeah, so 97 overall. They got an okay running back, but they throw the ball a ton. They have all the receivers. They got Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, Terrace Marshall, but they're all seniors and they have none of those big receivers next year. So they got 3 senior receivers, about as good of a threesome as you're ever going to find. They have some nice tight ends, a really nice left tackle, nice guard, really nice center, nice right guard, and nice right tackle. So good along the O-line, not incredible. Just okay left end, really nice right end, but he's gone after this year. Couple of nice D tackles. Left outside, just okay. Really nice middle linebacker. Nice outside. Really nice center or corner, but he's a senior, so they'll be losing him. Perez is really good, but he's a senior, and Javon Holland's really good, but he's a senior. So they have a ton of senior secondary people leaving. I think it's got to be SC, Georgia, Tennessee have got to be the favorites. We'll quickly just go through all the positions. So Fields, Joe Milton at Georgia Tech, and they were actually ranked in the top 10, I think. So Milton's putting in work for them. Lawrence, Spencer Rattler, forgot about him for Boise. Sam Howell looks good. Running backs, James Cook, Breece Hall. Looks like the two. Oh, Zach Charbonnet at Stanford. I don't know what kind of offense they're running these days, but he's probably a really good fit. Wide receiver, we have CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Justin Ross, Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, George Pickens, Terrace Marshall, Drake London at Cal. So, wow, really nice receivers. Kyle Pitts, probably the best on paper tight end we'll ever see. He's a 99 overall, 95 speed. What's his route running? Catching 89, spec catch, route running 88, jumping. So he's a physical freak, 6'6", absolute freak of nature. Luke Musgrave coming up behind him, probably will be the best tight end by next year. Penei Sewell, best left tackle. Then we got Evan Neal, Darnell Wright, Peter Skoronski. I don't think we'll have anything at guard. Linderbaum at center. Right guard, none of our guys. Charles Cross at right tackle, the best in the country. That's Notre Dame, yeah. More Kayvon Thibodeau, best of our ends up there right now. Hutchinson on the other side. Travon Walker as well. Miles Murphy. The tackle low. Barrymore at Notre Dame. For our guys, Mozzie Smith at Michigan. Left outside, that, oh my God, Notre Dame's linebacking core, 98 there. Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean at both at Georgia, best middle linebackers. Micah Parsons, obviously, and then Nolan Smith right there with him. Micah, one of the biggest impact players in the whole country. Probably just going to be an absolute freak for them. If we go to corner, Patrick Surtain, Derek Stingley, best corners in the country. Tyson Campbell, Asante Samuel Jr., McDuffie. Gardner, only a junior coming up. Free safety, I don't know if we have any. Daxton Hill would probably be the best one right now. Yeah, we haven't got a ton of good free safeties lately. Javon Holland, best strong safety. Kyle Hamilton right in there behind him. So there we go, guys. That is kind of the look at how this year is going to play out. I'd say Georgia, Tennessee, and USC, I think, I got to be the favorites. But we're going to sim to week 9, or week 8, and take a look at where everything's sitting. All right, here we are in about week 8. We're going to look at the top 25 here. Notre Dame 8-0, Penn State, Oklahoma, Louisiana Tech. Only undefeated teams in the country right now. Notre Dame holding it down. Georgia, 1 loss. Ohio State, 1 loss. Tennessee, 1 loss. Oh, USC actually undefeated as well, but they started out at 45 for some reason. So LSU, 1 loss. So we have a lot of 1 loss. Yeah, 1 loss teams. 6-0 Miami of Ohio actually as well. So lots of kind of 1 or no loss teams. I'm going to look through some schedules here, try to find us a good game to wrap this year up. Okay, the game that really jumps out to me is going to be USC versus Notre Dame, both undefeated. It's November 29th. So I just got to be careful with my simming here and make sure I don't sim past it. But I think I'm going to sim to about that point. So we'll see. Okay, guys. So I simmed to the week and we have an absolutely incredible game right now. Notre Dame 11-0, USC 11-0, 1-3 in the country. Louisiana Tech just smack dab in the middle of them. them. So if they win, I don't even know. They're probably going to make the national championship against the winner of this USC Notre Dame game. We have Ohio State lost, Miami. So Tennessee lost 2 games. Where's Georgia? Georgia lost 3 games. Holy. But this is a big one right here, guys. Miami's got a shot too. I mean, we might get to see Trevor Lawrence if La Tech, stumbles here, but we are definitely going to be checking out this game. Absolutely incredible. 2 undefeated teams matching up. Let's get into it. Yeah, the winner of this game is going to have by far the inside track to make the national championship game. So this is obviously absolutely huge. Number 1 offense in the country in USC. Number 3 offense in Notre Dame. 5th in points for Notre Dame. 18th for USC. So Notre Dame's a little better defensively, very good offensively. USC is a little bit better offensively, but yeah, 1st in pass yards. So USC is putting in work right now. Jalen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, Patrick Surtain. That's a pretty good top 3. Evan Neal, torn Achilles, so he's out for the season. Charles Cross is kind of the big one for Notre Dame. So pretty evenly, not a ton of injuries. This is the one, boys, the winner. Inside track to make the national championship game. Okay, we're going to sim through the first quarter. Okay, 14-10 USC. We got ourselves a game. Okay, all of a sudden it's 24-10 and USC is driving to put this one away almost. This passing offense is just too much right now. I don't know if Notre Dame's going to be able to just keep up. We're going to watch a little bit of this just because, I wanted to see a little bit of this team in action with all their receiving talent. QB is really letting this wind down. Here we go. Drops back. Singletary, a ton of time. Wow, that was a bit of a stripe right there. I don't even know who 83 is. That was Terrace Marshall. We'll watch a few more plays here. I mean, if they score here, this one's basically out of reach. I don't think Notre Dame has a type of firepower to come back in this. So watch a little bit of this little draw play. That's a nice play call, but ooh, Notre Dame's defense can run. Come up and lay a smash there. That's Keely Ringo. 2nd and 10. Another little run play. Oh, and Garrett gets absolutely smashed 2 plays in a row. If Notre Dame can hold him to 0 points here, then they're right back in it. They're only stuck 14. Started the second half. They're fine. If USC goes down and scores, it's probably over. So this is a play of the game so far. A ton of time. Finds a receiver over the middle. Singletary. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Wow. Okay, there we go. Incomplete. That was CeeDee Lamb over the middle. Wasn't able to hold on. So now all of a sudden, Notre Dame's right back in business. We'll go Musgrave, Dixon. Okay, they're running the rock. Notre Dame just ran about 5 plays in a row. So this is just tale of 2 different teams. Like, Notre Dame is going to run the football. They got big tight ends, big O-line, a little speed option, and the QB gets absolutely crunched. Where USC spreads you out with Waddle, Lamb, this really good QB, and they're going to try to win that way. So just totally different ways they want to attack. Here we go. There's another play of the game right here. 3rd and 7. They can still kick a field goal, but you want to get 7 here. It's like they got both their tight ends with Musgrave. Oh, it looks like he's open in the flat. He's got a ton of time. Drops it out to the flat. That's who I said looked open, and there it is. I think that's Musgrave or maybe Mayer, but there it is. Touchdown Notre Dame. Oh, that was Battle. Okay. Touchdown Notre Dame, and the extra point is good. USC football. Waddle for 8 yards. CeeDee Lamb for 17. Okay. So Singletary, every time he gets a ball, though, he is driving. He is putting in work. Here we go. 2nd and 2. USC only up 1 possession now. Little play action. Drops out of the running back. Don't hate that play call, but they're about a yard short right there. And that's going to be a really long field goal if they don't get it. Yeah, I don't even think they'd kick it from there. Probably not with a college kicker. So this is a huge down for this Notre Dame defense. If they can stop them, this is anybody's game. But here we go. Little run play up the middle, and Garrett gets it. Oh my God, what was that? He stayed up, I guess. Able to fall forward for 5 yards. Notre Dame's defense, got to get him on the turf. USC driving. Still the 3rd quarter, so there's plenty of time for Notre Dame. This is far from over, anything like that. But they would like a stop here, like to hold them to 0 points. Going to drop it down to the flat. Just pick up 2 yards there for Macklin. Here we go again. 2nd and 8. SC football. Running back out to the flat. He's going to keep it, and he's going down. That is 3rd and 12 now. Singletary. 42 touchdown passes on the year already. He still has, maybe 2 games at least after that. Yeah, 2 games after this, so he could easily get 50. Hey, here we go. Singletary drops back. Plenty of time over the middle. I think that's Jalen Waddle, and he just gets the first down by about a yard. Jalen Waddle, 151 receiving yards on the day, showcasing his speed. Just gets to the first down marker. That is massive. Wow. Okay, Singletary and shotgun, motioning the tight end across the field. Here we go. Drops back. Singletary, plenty of time. Once again, another stripe there along the sideline. Beautiful. CeeDee Lamb for 9. Oh, I skipped one play, and Singletary, Jalen Waddle, touchdown. Okay, I missed that play. It was the end of the quarter, but there we go. So now Notre Dame stuck 2 scores again. Yeah, and they're punting the ball to USC right here. So that is not good. Fumble recovered by Notre Dame inside the 20-yard line. Wow, I don't know how USC fumbled the football there, but now all of a sudden Notre Dame has new life. 1 versus 3 in the country. The winner of this game has basically, if they win Notre Dame, if they win this game, they're going to the national championship because they don't have a conference championship game. If USC wins, they got to win the conference championship game, and they are going. So it is all on the line. Oh, and I just skipped one play, and there we go. Walker, Sims, touchdown, extra point. Good. Stuck 7 once again. 10-yard rush, Garrett, 5-yard rush, -4. 3rd and 8. USC. Singletary has got to make a play right here. Drops back, plenty of time in the pocket all day, but he goes to a little hitch route and gets knocked out. You got to push that a little deeper down the field there. Wow, incomplete Notre Dame football, and they have a drive and they don't get it. It is 4th and 6. Nothing there. They're gonna have to punt this football. Garrett, 9 yards, 6 yards, 1 yard. Ooh, 3rd and 9 outside of field goal range. So once again, USC in a must-pass situation outside of field goal range. A first down here is... Oh, they bring a blitz, pressure, drops it into the flat, and he's going to be well short. That was a perfectly timed blitz by Notre Dame. Covered it on the back end. Singletary has 400 yards passing, but hasn't been able to hit some big ones. They tried a field goal there, and it was no good. Allen, okay. Walker, 27 yards. 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. Notre Dame stuck 7. This has been a crazy game. Under center there, a little toss. The corner comes up, or it might have been the safety, but they're down to the 1-yard line. Wow, Dennis has 130 yards on the day. 2nd and goal from about that 1-foot line. Notre Dame has a ton of big guys. They are just going to try to push this pile, let their running back fall into the end zone. Oh, they got a good jump there, and the linebacker got absolutely truck stick. Wow. Okay. So Notre Dame, they kick the extra point. It is good. We have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Singletary, drop by Lamb. 7 yards. 4th and 6. Oh my God, they're punting this ball. Okay, somehow they got pass interference on 4th down. Okay, I just got to watch this drive. I don't know what happened. There was 4th down. It looks like USC went for it and got a pass interference to give them an automatic 1st down. Okay, Singletary, 2nd and 10, drops back. Fires out the flats. Actually looked like the corner. Oh my God, he got stuck there. Looked like the corner could have maybe jumped that and went the other way. USC only needs, they only need a field goal here. So they're in a nice spot. Notre Dame has a furious comeback here in LA at the Coliseum. Singletary and empty right here. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Drops back. Plenty of time. No, he's got a free rusher off the edge. He just lets that go. The left tackle just let his guy go. Wow. All of a sudden, it's 4th and 4. And they're going to punt this away to Notre Dame. Wow. Notre Dame is going to get the football back. They're still going to have 2 timeouts. Crazy. He's going to punt that through the end zone. Notre Dame's going to have decent field position. Okay, first play, they hit a huge pass down the field. Notre Dame could snatch victory out of USC's hands right here with this drive. Only rushing 3, plenty of time. Drops it. No. Oh my goodness. Patrick Surtain could have went the other way with the football, but he doesn't come down with it. That was a weird animation there. He could have easily went the other way with that. Notre Dame got lucky right there. Okay, drops back. Fires it underneath to the running back, but USC comes up and sticks, and we got 3rd and 6. Notre Dame, 24 seconds left, 3rd and 6. This is basically the ball game. If they don't get it here, it'll probably go to OT. Drops back, fires it a little hitch, and he's got room. He's got room. They only need maybe 13, 14 yards for a field goal. Sean Allen, 132 yards on the day, 19 seconds. They still have their timeout as well. So this is absolutely massive. Here we go. Notre Dame drops back plenty of time. They only need about 14, 15 yards. So much time, finds it. Oh my God, Luke Musgrave. They are going to be able to kick a very makeable field goal. Why are they hurrying to the line? Just let it go down to 1 second and call a timeout. They're not even going to spike it here. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh my goodness, just made it even easier. That was about as risky as you could think. Oh my goodness. And here we go. Notre Dame. Game-winning field goal. Looks like USC just ices them to go to the national. If Notre Dame makes this, it's basically going to be them versus Louisiana Tech in the national championship. They're double icing him, I guess. I didn't know you could double ice. Triple ice. They're triple icing him. There we go. Okay, here it is. To go to the national championship for Notre Dame. Knock off this undefeated USC team. Stuck 14 in the second half. Here it is. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good, and that is it. Notre Dame with the furious comeback. They made the national championship game last year, lost, and they are most likely going back this year. I mean, they are. I don't think they don't have a conference championship game. They are going back to the national championship. Wow, crazy. Walker, 279. Nice game. 3 touchdowns. Dennis, 130 yards. 132 yards for Sean Battle. So those were kind of their 3. Waddle and Lamb both had great games. Marshall was just okay. Rushing, they couldn't get much on the ground. 2.5 yards per carry, but through the air, they were great. 400 yards, but couldn't get those really key 3rd downs, and that was the difference. Notre Dame, what a win to punch their ticket to another national championship. And I don't think USC will be back next year. They lose all 3 of those wide receivers. It is going to be super tough for them. Okay, we are going to advance weeks. We are going to go to the conference championship weekend and take a look. But I think it's going to be Louisiana Tech versus Notre Dame. Louisiana Tech does have that DJ Ugalele, whatever, guy who went to Clemson. So they should be, they're not horrible at least. But yeah, I mean, Notre Dame should win. And I think, I don't think they've won one though. They've made 2 now, but they've never won one. Right now, who is the most? Ohio State has 3. I'm not going to count the very first season. Yeah. USC has 1. USC just has 1. And they're kind of like split one I gave them with A&M. I think A&M has 2. Michigan has 2. Tennessee has 2. So Ohio State pretty much is going to lock up the most unless either Michigan, USC, maybe we could give them, they'd be splitting one, or Tennessee would have to win it next year. Tennessee, I think, has the best shot next year if they were able to win it to match Ohio State's 3. Okay, so here we go. Nebraska, Ohio State, USC, Cal. Ohio State's in 3rd. But yeah, neither of those 1 and 2 has a... Oh, Louisiana Tech has to beat Middle Tennessee State. So they do actually have to win, but I mean, we could just sim actually and just see what happens. Yeah, Louisiana Tech wins. So it's going to be Louisiana Tech versus Notre Dame. Not obviously the best game. I've got a few comments, guys, about why I didn't do the playoff and stuff. I've never done it before, and I didn't want to like get 21 seasons in, I'm trying to do playoff stuff and I lose my save or whatever. The next time I do this, something like this, I'm going to mess with the app you can use or the like program on your computer to make the playoff, and I will do it next time. I just didn't want to get, I had so much going on with this, just creating it and everything. I just didn't want to have to deal with that and fuck something up, but next time I definitely will. So quickly look at the top 25 here. So Notre Dame, Louisiana Tech, Miami, Tennessee, SC, 1 loss, Ohio State. Oh no, Ohio State lost another one, but Miami was kind of the big one. They were right there. Lawrence, nice year for Lawrence. Who'd they lose to? They lost one game to Virginia. Yeah, that's a tough one. Tennessee lost 2 games. Georgia and Mississippi. They lost to Georgia 2 years in a row, and then they lost to Bama. So they lost to Georgia and Bama, even though Bama's not great this year. But there it is, guys. Notre Dame, Louisiana Tech. We'll look at Louisiana Tech. I know they have DJ. I don't think they have a ton else. This should be a pretty easy win for Notre Dame, but hey, at least we got to see a really good game between USC and Notre Dame. Okay, so they have some 90s. You know, DJ is not even one of their better players. Oh, he's a true freshman. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Keenan Brown. They got a really nice running back. Nice. I mean, if the running back and DJ can play really well, you never know. He's got a good tight end. I mean, Notre Dame should be about a 30-point favorite, but we will see. You never know. You got to play the game. See if there's any other cool bowl games. Arkansas, Rutgers, Miami, SMU, Ohio State, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Georgia's a good one, Tennessee, Miami, Ohio, Nebraska. Yeah, not great bowl games, honestly. Okay, let's hop into this one. We will super sim and see where we're at. So that's where we're sitting. Notre Dame is very balanced. Louisiana Tech first defense, but obviously they're playing not the best competition. But yeah, we'll see. Ooh, it's raining. Hey, that could play to Louisiana Tech's favor. Who knows? Okay, we're gonna sim through the first quarter. Wow, 14. They were up 14-0 actually, Louisiana Tech. So who knows? We might have a game here. It's 14-all, but let's see. 21-17 for Notre Dame. We have a game here, guys. I am shocked that Louisiana Tech is okay. They're starting to get, yeah, they got boat raced in the second half, but at least it was close at halftime. So wasn't a complete sham, but yeah, like I said, guys, next time I do one of these, I'm definitely going to be doing a playoff. I think it will add a lot to it. I just didn't want to mess with the sim and stuff, basically. But there we go. DJ, nice game, honestly, for a freshman. He actually got injured. Yeah, not a ton. Notre Dame, Dennis had a nice day. Yeah, I mean, they were a little overmatched. Notre Dame, national champion. They were one of the best teams in the sim throughout. Always had great recruiting classes, never won one. So this is actually kind of a cool win for them. First win versus La Tech. So there it is. We are down to one more of these guys. We are going to advance week. We're going to look at the stats for the season, look at All-American, stuff like that. And then that'll wrap up the season with no recruiting. And we're just going to hop into the 2022 season, and that will wrap it up. So Notre Dame, Tennessee second, Miami, we had some good one-loss teams. Miami, Oklahoma, USC. Yeah, the playoff would be cool. We're definitely going to be doing that. But let's see who won the Heisman. Hayford at Ohio State. I'm surprised that Singletary wasn't higher. He would have had close to, what did Milton finish with? He would have had close to 50 all-purpose touchdowns, I bet. Milton, 28 pass TDs. What did Singletary have this year? 49 passing touchdowns and 4 rushing. So he had 53 touchdowns and 4,500 yards. Guy was an absolute freak for SC this year. What did Hayford have? Hayford had 37 touchdowns and he had 16 rushing. So he was right up there as well. Look at the All-Americans. Trevor Lawrence first, CeeDee Lamb, Musgrave, Evan Neal, Penei Sewell, Patrick Surtain, looks pretty good. Second team, Singletary, Darnell Wright, Charles Cross, Tyson Campbell. There we go. Okay, we'll look through season stats this year. Singletary won. This kid was an absolute freak show this year. Led the country in rating, passing yards, passing touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He definitely should have won the Heisman. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Rushing yards, none of our guys really, honestly, unless I missed one, but yeah. Charbonnet for Stanford, who led the in rushing touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, most receptions, 1,626 yards for CeeDee Lamb. Drake London, 1,400 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 18 touchdowns. So CeeDee was a freak of nature this year as well. Look, defensively, none of our guys for tackles for loss. Surtain had five INTs on the year, so that's pretty good for a senior. We'll quickly, I don't want to go too deep here, but we'll quickly look at just some of the big teams. I want to see what Georgia did. Like, they were kind of a letdown. They had a much better team than they showed. Fields did not have a very good year passing the ball. Rushing, he rushed for 900 yards. Yeah, they're definitely a running team. Garrett Wilson had 600 yards. No one else. Like, Downs had 300 yards. 14 catches on the year. He's their second receiver, so they just don't throw the ball enough. Nolan Smith had over 100 tackles. Yeah, so Georgia was definitely a letdown to me. I wouldn't even, Tennessee did lose 2 games, but I think when we look at their stats, they're going to look like a more complete team. I want to see Trevor Lawrence's last year. Trevor Lawrence's last year was very good. He had a bit of a slow start, especially his second year. Didn't really take but his third and fourth year were very good. They finally opened up the offense and let him throw this year. Added 700 yards on the ground. He didn't go to a team where he had the help to really, he didn't have great weapons or anything. Okay, then Ohio State's quarterback won we guess we can look at Notre Dame quick. Had Tolbert and Walker play. Both were pretty good. Tolbert was definitely better. Dennis was really nice. Oh, they have Travion Henderson next year. Receiving, Musgrave, 1,000 yards as a tight end. So it was Allen and Musgrave were just their 1-2 options passing the ball. Go down to Ohio State. This Hayford won the Heisman, 2,800 yards, 37, and then he added another 1,300 yards on the ground. Holy, he was averaging 100 yards per game. Holy crap. So yeah, he was definitely a deserving Heisman. Only 81 speed and he ran for 1,300 yards. I don't even know how that's possible, but wow. Hayford. Oklahoma lost their QB. I just want to look at Tennessee and USC. Bryce did not have an amazing, 138's okay. 3,300 yards. He looks like he got injured a bit and Quinn came in. So that's actually not that bad. Cook. Really looks like they were really throwing the ball a lot more this year. Receiving, Pickens had a big year. Addison Pitts last year only 500 yards. They never really fed him the ball. 587 was his high for his career, but ton of talent obviously. Tackles for loss. Thibodeau had a nice year. Thibodeau and Hutchinson, that's a nasty pass rushing duo. Oh, I want to look at USC really quick because I want to see the receivers. That's the only thing. USC, they're still going to have that QB who killed it this year, but they lose their receivers. Rushing, the Singletary 500 on the year round, but they had 2,000 yards. They had 23 yards off 3 1,000 yard receivers, but they are all gone next year. Too bad. They don't have that young stud coming up behind them as well. So there we go, guys. That is the stats for the 2021 season. We're going to hop right to 2022 right now, and that will wrap up this whole sim. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It is very close to the end. All right, guys, here we are in the home stretch, the final season of our 21 season sim. This is it, guys. Notre Dame just won their first national championship of the sim. They have made 2 in a row. Michigan, I think, has the most. Michigan made 3 in a row. So if Notre Dame was to make it this year, they tie Michigan for making the most in a row. Still, Ohio State has the most natties with 3. Tennessee is a great team this year. They have a shot to catch them to tie them with 3. So we're going to look at the preseason polls. Notre Dame looks like they're going to be number 1. A+ across the board, 99s across the board, defending national champions. They're trying to end this sim with a bang. Then we have Tennessee right there behind him, actually a little bit worse defensively. A+ across the board as well, though. Miami 95 overall, they're in 3rd. They did lose Trevor Lawrence, though. They look like they have a really good team, though. We'll see who their QB is. Oklahoma doesn't look quite as good. LSU they look okay. USC looks pretty good. They lost all their receiving talent, though. Florida looks decent. Georgia, I think it's Georgia, Tennessee, or Notre Dame for sure. Louisiana Tech, who made the national championship last year. We go down. Yeah, a lot of B+, no more really high grades. So I think it's going to be one of Notre Dame, Tennessee, or Georgia with maybe a USC, Miami, playing spoiler. Okay, let's look at the Heisman watch. We'll see where we're sitting there. McKeon from Nebraska, their QB. Mike Singletary, the USC QB. He's going to be a killer this year. DJ and their 2 Louisiana Tech guys, and then Spencer Rattler at Boise State. Let's look at the preseason All-Americans. We have Singletary, guy from Louisiana State, Evan Neal, Charles Cross, Jack Sawyer, who's only a sophomore. Yeah, I must have had a good year last year. Keely Ringo at corner. Okay, that's all the first team. Second team, DJ, George Pickens, Musgrave, Darnell Wright, Trayvon Walker, Kool-Aid McKinstry as a kick returner. Wow. Okay, let's go look at some of these rosters and we'll see how everyone's looking. Okay, we're just going to go down. Bama, not great this year. I don't think they're really in the running. They were able to win one in the sim, but I don't think they're in the running this year. Actually, Cal looked like they had a decent team. Not really any R guys, but they had a good overall. Clemson, no. Clemson was probably, if you compared how good a team was in real life over these 21 years to this sim. Clemson was probably the biggest disappointment. They did absolutely nothing. Florida was disappointing because they always had a lot of talent and they just never put it together. They weren't even usually finishing as like a top 10 team. So they were very disappointing. Florida State didn't do anything. Okay, we got Georgia. Georgia, one of the better teams in the country. They do have Justin Fields, should play well. Decent running back, and they should have two really good receivers. So yeah, who'd they have? They had the Jets. Wilson left for the NFL draft, so they still have three good receivers. Downs will be their number one. They don't really throw the ball anyway. Decent tight ends, really good left tackle. Guard is okay. Center's okay. Guard is okay. Yeah, so not even a great O-line this year. Dallas Turner, nice D end with BJ. So they got a few nice bookends there with Brissy on the inside. So nice D-line, really nice outside linebacker. So yeah, their linebacking core looks good. So I don't think this is the best Georgia team we've seen. They got Sauce at corner. Patterson looks decent at safety, and Sharp's good. So not the best Georgia team, but solid across the board. Definitely a national title contender. LSU looked like they had a good overall. Not really any of our guys, but they look decent. Louisiana Tech, they got two just studs and then, just average, but they did make the national title last year. Miami's ranked third in the country right now. They got Will Anderson, not a lot of our guys, and not a QB. They lost Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, they're ranked third right now. I do not expect them to finish anywhere near there. Michigan, they got Mozzie Smith. They were really good in the middle of the sim, and they've kind of fallen off. Notre Dame, defending national champions, have been to 2 in a row. Not incredible at QB, but this guy could be okay. Running back, Travion. They have a really nice running back, fast. Sean Allen, they got two nice receivers, not incredible, but nice. They have two really good tight ends. That's like their, just Michael Mayer and Musgrave just out there running routes. They have a really good O-line, like unreal. Look at this. Look at their left tackles. Really good guard. Amazing center. Right guard is okay, but you could play one of those. And then they have 4 90+ tackles. You just play one of them at right guard, and you're going to have the best O-line in the country. Jack Sawyer was really good. They got 3 really good DNs. JT, 4, and this Horn guy, and then Travon Walker. D tackle, they have 2 nice ones. Not like super studs, but very good. Nice outside linebacker. Really nice middle linebacker. Nice right outside. Corner, they got Keeley and 2 other nice ones. Free safety's decent, and they lost Kyle Hamilton. So they look better than Georgia on paper for sure. They don't have the quarterback though. Georgia does have Justin Fields. Ohio State, just okay this year. I don't think they're national title contenders. Same with Oklahoma. Decent, not great. Oregon is another team that disappointed. I don't even think they've been in the top 10, 15 really at all compared to what they are in real life over the 20 years. Tennessee, wow, they have some 99s. Okay, yeah, look at that QB room. They got Bryce Young this year, 99 junior quarterback. He should be an absolute phenom this year. Will Shipley at running back with another good backup. Receivers, they got Pickens okay, yeah, this offense is stacked. They have Darnell Washington, really nice second tight end, nice left tackle, really nice left guard, at center, good at right guard, good at right tackle. You'll probably have to move in someone inside at center there, but Kayvon Thibodeau, I think they lost Hutchinson, so they don't have those bookends that they had last year. Just okay on the D tackle, so I don't think they're as good as at defense as they have been in years past. They have some nice middle linebackers, so nice linebacking core, couple of really nice corners, and safety just not great. So I think Notre Dame and Tennessee are the 2 best teams. We will see. I think Tennessee looks maybe a little better, especially when you factor in the QB. USC's the last team we'll look at. Always in the running. I think this Mike Singletary, he was the best QB in the country last year, but they lost so many of his weapons. They don't have great running backs. They have a solid group of wide receivers. Speed though, 99 and 98 speed. All redshirt seniors and a redshirt freshman. So yeah, they don't have the studs from last year, but we'll see how those guys perform. They have a nice tight end. They have a couple nice tight ends. Great left tackle. Great left guard. Really good center, really good right guard. So I have a really good O-line. Yeah, really good O-line, probably just behind Notre Dame. Rogers looks really good. Sanders looks decent. Okay, interior O-line. Linebacking core is just all right. Yeah, kind of average linebacking core. Corners, not amazing, but not like horrible. And then safety is kind of the same thing. So secondary is just okay for USC. So I'd say USC and Georgia are pretty close, and I would say Notre Dame and Tennessee are the two best teams on paper. We'll look at just all teams here. This will be the last time we go through this, just all positions. So Rattler, Fields, CJ Stroud. I forgot about Stroud. He's been at Arizona. He passed for 2,700 yards, 19 touchdowns last year. Bryce Young, Singletary, Sam Howell, Anthony Richardson, Quinn Ewers. There's some great QBs. Running backs is Bowen guy and Breece Hall. So Florida's stacked. Bijan. I forgot about Bijan. When they go to these small schools, you just never see him. Jahmyr Gibbs, how's he been? 800 yards, nothing crazy. Wide receivers, Pickens, Jordan Addison. So Tennessee's got maybe the two best receivers in the country. Jackson Smith and Jigba coming up at Arkansas. Tight end Musgrave, best in the country with Darnell Washington. Michael Mayer right there as well. He had 1,000 yards last year as a tight end. Darnell Wright and Evan Neal, best left tackles. Fontaine, Gold, Hayward. None of our guys there. None of our guys at right guard. At right tackle, Charles Cross is the best in the country. Kayvon Thibodeau, best left end. Right end, we got Trayvon Walker, BJ Ojolari, and Miles Murphy. D tackle, we got Mozzie Smith. Ryan Brissy looks good. Left outside won't be any of our guys. Middle, Christian Harris at Tennessee. Trenton Simpson went to North Carolina State. Nothing at right outside. Stingley and Sauce are the two best corners in the country. Also have Travis Hunter coming in as a sophomore. Keely Ringo right there as well. I don't think we've had Brian Branch here for Memphis, and I don't think we have anything at strong safety. Yeah, I haven't been as good at safety classes lately. So that is it, guys. That is the top 25. That is the players this year. Overalls, who the best teams are looking like. We're going to sim to week 9 and we'll take a look at where everyone's sitting. All right, here we are in week 9. Let's look at our week 9, through week 8. So Georgia, undefeated, 7-0. Miami, okay, they're playing better than I thought. I didn't give them much of a chance. Va Tech, fourth in the country, undefeated. Bama, Stanford. So a ton of undefeated teams. We got Tennessee, 1 loss. Did they lose to Georgia? I bet you they lost to Georgia again. That would be 3 years in a row. Yeah, they lost to Georgia by 2. They can just not beat Georgia. LSU only 1 loss. Notre Dame, Boise State, led by Rattler. We have a ton of undefeated. Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee State. We need some of these guys to lose so we can get a good matchup. But Clemson, SC lost twice. They're basically out of it. TCU undefeated. So we got a lot of undefeated teams. Okay, I want to look at through some schedules here. Ooh, we got Bama and Tennessee. When is that? That's next week. Bama's not great this year, but I mean, they're undefeated against number 6. So I think we'll go to that. So I'm just going to sim 1 week. We'll go to that game and we'll check that out. Okay, we'll quickly look at the top 25, just see if anybody lost last week's game. So Georgia's still undefeated. Oh, Bama ended up losing. So Bama has 1 loss, but there's... somehow I skipped over that game. I don't know how that happens. That's annoying. Yeah, so Tennessee won pretty handedly. It wasn't a close game, but that's annoying. I don't know how that happened. Stanford, USC, Bama, LSU. Miami ended up losing, so we had a bunch of undefeated teams go down. Georgia has nothing on their schedule. We really don't have anything big, really. Like there's USC, Notre Dame. Oh no, that already happened, and USC lost. Where is Notre Dame? Notre Dame has 2 losses. 2 of the first 3 games. Both by 3 points. They're basically out of the running. Boise State, nothing really. In Stanford, they got to play USC and Notre Dame still. Okay, honestly, there's not a ton of big games right there. So we're just going to sim to conference championship weekend, see where we sit. All right, championship weekend. Let's look. So Georgia undefeated, Boise State undefeated. I think... I don't know if the Mountain West has a championship game. Oh, they have Fresno State up. So they have to beat Fresno State, who probably is a decent team. Georgia win the conference championship. They're playing Bama. They're in. If not, we don't really have a great team sitting below them. I guess winner of Stanford, USC would probably get in. If Boise State loses, Notre Dame lost 3. Maybe Virginia Tech if they beat North Carolina State as well. Yeah, so that's probably where we're sitting. But I mean, we're going to go watch Georgia Bama. We might as well. I mean, Bama's the 12th ranked team, only lost 2 games. Georgia should be the very heavy favorite, but okay, so Boise State, yes, to beat Fresno State, who's not incredible, but they should give him a game. I don't think that's a walkover. I'd kind of like to see him lose, but I mean, if not, Spencer Rattler as a senior is going to lead him to a national title. That's where we sit. Georgia, 7th ranked offense, 1st in the country in defense, and playing in the SEC. So their defense is absolutely absolutely balling. Averaging 120 pass yards allowed per game. That is insane. Bama, 41st defense, 20th offense. Brian Bresee hurt for Georgia though. Yeah, so I mean, for sure, this is Georgia's game to lose. They've won a natty, right? I think they won one like 2 or 3 years ago. Oh no, they won one in 2012. And that was the only one they've been to. But yeah, they really got to get one here. I mean, they won one in 2012. They've had really good teams for the last 7-8 years. You know, wrap up the sim, Justin Fields leading them to a national championship. I mean, he went to Georgia originally in real life, so that'd be kind of cool. Okay, we're going to go to next quarter here. Yeah, 14-0 Georgia. I don't think Bama's going to be able to hang, but we'll see. Yeah, 24-7. We're going to go to the fourth quarter here. 27-7. So Georgia's just a little too much. Oh, Bama. Okay. All of a sudden, Bama scores 2 touchdowns there. We got a game. McBride. This is going to be Georgia football here. Yeah. We'll watch a bit of this drive. This is kind of to not close it out, but definitely put a stranglehold here on the game if Fields can lead him down and score here. There's Fields in the pocket. He has to throw that away though. 2nd and 10. Okay. Fields shotgun. Drops back, screen pass. Oh, he gets a ton of pressure. Bama's defense making some plays here. 3rd and 10. A field goal obviously is big. It's going to put you up 2 scores, but you'd like to get a touchdown here if you're Fields. But here we go. Drops back. Plenty of time. Drops it down and nothing doing right there. Georgia's going to have to kick a field goal, and it's no good. They miss it. Oh my goodness. Bama goes 3 and out. We're going to go through a little bit here. Burns, Fields. Okay, yeah. Wow. Bama goes 3 and out there. Georgia is basically in field goal range again. Here we go. Drops back. Boom, has to throw that away, and they're letting the clock tick, so that's not great. Fields hasn't been incredible when we've been watching, but got to be able to read it out, make a throw. I think Chicago Bears fans, that's something they're used to hearing about Justin Fields, but here we go. Drops back. Boom, sets up. Ooh, that's a nice little drag across the middle. 3rd and 5. That at least makes the field goal manageable here if they don't get it. Be about a 40-something yarder. Okay, Fields shotgun, empty look here. Trying to pick up the first down. Really put Bama on ice. Little tunnel screen. Actually hits a defensive player. Wow. Okay, we're going to actually watch this field goal attempt here. Just so we actually see. I just assumed the last one would be made. This is, yeah, it's like a 40-yarder. So, okay, kick is up. And it is good. Yeah, kick is good. So that's a 9-point Georgia lead. They have the best defense in the country. You're asking Bama to score 2 possessions here. Throwaway, incomplete. It is 4th and 4. Oh, they're punting this football. Wow. So yeah, Bama's basically rolling over and dying. You're down 2 scores, 4th and 4. You cannot punt that football. I get you're in your own territory, but yeah, Bama is basically just giving Georgia the game here. Huge, a lot of room there. Georgia returner pulls a few guys over, and he is, you know, in pretty good field position here. Yeah, this game is over. Okay, we're gonna end the game here. There it is. Georgia caps it off. They win the SEC. They are undefeated heading to the national championship, led by Justin Fields. 432 passing yards. Wow, 2 touchdowns on the day. So he is throwing it all over this Bama secondary. Best defense in the country. They have Fields at quarterback, and yeah, they're definitely going to be the favorites going into whoever they play. McBride did not play good for Bama. 173 yards. Fields played very good. Didn't run the ball great, but this Michael Horn ran the ball really well. Jeremy Gibbs was their big receiver with Burns. Downs played well too. All 3 of their big receivers played well. So there we go. Georgia winning the conference. Okay, we're gonna sim through some of these games right here. Oh wow, I don't know, that game simmed. So Fresno State knocked off Boise State. I didn't even mean to sim that. Yeah, so Fresno State. Okay, but this says it didn't happen yet, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna sim this game. We're just going to see. Yeah, Fresno State knocks off Boise State by 3 in overtime. Probably going to be the winner. Stanford, USC, or Va Tech, North Carolina State will make it. So we'll sim this game. Stanford kills USC. We'll sim this game. And Va Tech. So it probably is going to be Stanford, I'm going to guess. It's probably Stanford versus Georgia in the national title game. Okay, we're going to sim to bowl season. DJ wins the Heisman. Fields gets second. So DJ killing it at Louisiana Tech. Yeah, so it's Stanford, Georgia. We'll look at the rest of the bowls. Stanford, Georgia, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame lost 3 games. Oklahoma, Louisiana Tech finished 4th this year. Boise State versus Miami, Florida. Tennessee lost 3 games. That is just too much. Alabama, Michigan. Yeah, so that Tennessee team, with how much talent they had, they were a pretty big disappointment. Okay, we are just gonna, we're gonna check out this Stanford, Georgia. Obviously, Georgia is gonna be a big favorite here, but Stanford just beat USC handedly in their game. So, they got 1 loss. I'm not gonna count them out. Georgia should be the heavy favorite, but you never know. Georgia still number 1 defense in the country, 7th on offense. Stanford, though, 14th and 9th. That is nothing to sneeze at. All right, okay, we're gonna go to the end of the first quarter here. 7-7. That is a close matchup here after 1. Wow, Stanford with a 21-10 lead here. Crazy. Georgia's driving here, though. They're inside the 5. We'll just hop in here and watch, see if they can punch it in. They're actually outgaining Stanford, but they got an 11-point lead. Georgia has got to punch us in right here. 2nd and goal. You're a big, bad Georgia from the south. You got to push around these smart dudes from Stanford here. Really let that play clock wind. Oh, it looks like if he would have cut up field, he would have scored there, but the running back is just short. 3rd and goal. Okay, here we go. Under center, double tight. They're going to drop back and pass with Fields, and he has the slant over the middle. Burns with the reception. Fields, 195 yards passing. All of a sudden, we are right back to a close game. Oh my gosh, Stanford just busted that 99 yards for a kick return touchdown. Right, oh, I didn't mean to watch this. Right when it looked like Georgia was back in it, and Stanford goes back up 2 scores. Really short kickoff there. They do not return that. Now, all of a sudden, Fields back on his heels, has to make a play here for the Bulldogs. He does. 60-yard touchdown to Horn. We have a back and forth affair here. Stanford with the ball now. Stanford driving. Georgia cannot stop this Stanford defense or offense. It is 4th down, but they are going to kick a field goal here to go back up 7. So a full touchdown lead if they're able to punch this kick in. Kicker's back. He puts it up, and that looks like it is good. 7-point Stanford lead heading into the 4th quarter here in a minute. Stanford is putting up a hell of a fight here. Huge 33-yard pass to Downs, 14-yard pass to Downs. So Fields is really slinging it right now. Little split back look with Fields in shotgun. Both running backs head out. Plenty of time in the pocket. Another strike down the field to Downs. So Downs back-to-back 33, 14, and 21 yards. Something like that. So Downs just put on a mission right there. Watch this play again. Are they just going to keep slinging it? It looks like they've found something, not running the ball, but actually passing the ball against the Stanford defense. Fields, shotgun, running back swings out. Plenty of time in the pocket, but now the defender comes up. 8-yard sack. You cannot take that sack there, Fields. Now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 18. 4-yard rush by Horn. It is 3rd and 14. I mean, a field goal doesn't kill you, but you'd really like to score here. Okay, so that's going to take us to the 4th quarter. Okay, we're going to watch us play 3rd and 14. They're in field goal range as long as Fields doesn't take a bad sack or anything, or obviously throw a pick. So we will see, but you want to score here 100%. Okay, Fields drops back. A little screen pass to the running back. He's got some blockers out in front. Oh, he actually truck sticks that guy, but he is not going to get it. That is a nice stop for Stanford. They are going to be up 4 still, even if they make this field goal. They are going for it. I actually don't hate that. You have a great offense. You have maybe the best quarterback in the country. Go for it. Go for the jugular. Plenty of time. Only rushing 3. Little hitch to the tight end, Terry Parker, and Stanford gives it up. It is 1st and goal now. Oh, I simmed one too many plays. There we go. They actually ran that ball in for 7-yard touchdown run. It is a tie ball game. Stanford going to go up there and try to score now. Ooh, Georgia stops them. Georgia football. Now Georgia looks like they're starting to pull away a little bit. Pass intercepted. Field got picked off. Oh my goodness. But it's 4th and 2, and they punt it. They're playing very conservative for Stanford. Now they're getting ran all over. 2nd and 13. Okay, 3rd and 11. We'll watch this play. So 3rd and 11, 31 all. Stanford needs a stop defensively here. Georgia has been able to throw all over them. Fields drops back, sits in the pocket, has all day to throw, has somebody in the end zone. Oh my goodness, if the Stanford defender turns around, he picks that. But there it is. Fields comes up a little bit short there. 4th and 11. They're going to have to kick this field goal, go up 3 points with, well, Stanford's going to get the ball back. Drops, fires in the kick, and that is good. Okay. 8-yard rush, 32. Okay, we're going to watch from here. So Stanford, 2:30 left, stuck 3, 2nd and 5. They don't have one player we know on offense, but here we go. Stanford drops back. Number 12, like Andrew Luck. And oh my God, that is a strike inside the 15-yard line. Clint Sims is their quarterback. And if you're the Bulldogs, you got to be starting to sweat a little bit here. He is the most passing yards in the history of Stanford football. I don't know, maybe they've won a national championship in the 20s or 30s or something, but it would be the first Stanford championship that I've ever heard of. This would be crazy. Georgia on the brink here, up 3, but Stanford has all time to throw. That could have been a fumble. Clint Sims, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has played very well against the number 1 pass defense, number 1 defense in the country. They're only allowing 120 pass yards per game, and he's at like 280. So he is putting work in. Stuck 3. Let's see it. Drops back, plenty of time, fires it underneath. He's in. Oh my goodness. They left a ton of time for Georgia. Is literally the only thing. 299, 4 touchdowns, extra point good. They are up 4. Stanford needs a drive. Incomplete, 2 yards, 12 yards, 29 yards. We're going to watch from here. So 1:30 left. Fields has played well. He had 1 pick, but other than that, he's been throwing the ball all over the yard. He drops back, has time, but defender started to break free. 366 yards, only 2 touchdowns compared to Sims 4 though. Sims maybe has played a little better, but here it is. Justin Fields has a chance to stamp his name into history with a game-winning national championship winning drive at his hometown team with the Georgia Bulldogs. He's from the state of Georgia. 3rd and 6. Here we go. Obviously 4 down territory. A touchdown, you win. If you don't get it, you lose. As simple as that. Here we go. Fields drops back. 4-man rush, finds someone over the middle. Ooh, and he breaks a tackle inside the 10-yard line. Georgia has over a minute or 57 seconds, still 2 timeouts. They don't have to worry about the clock. They can run, they can pass, they can do whatever they want. Stanford needs a stop or they lose. I mean, unless Fields scores right here. Fields, read option. Oh my goodness, tries to put his head down and the Stanford defenders come up and make a play. Obviously, still 4 down territory. Georgia does use a timeout there. They can still run the ball whenever they want. They have 1 timeout, 54 seconds. Fields drops back, fires it into the back corner. What a catch. Anthony Burns in the back corner. Justin Fields, Georgia Bulldogs. That was an absolute dime to the back corner. He's at 395 yards. Extra point is good. Now Stanford is down 3. Let's see what they do. Drop pass, 8 yards. It is 4th and 2, 30 seconds left. Stanford has done everything they could to beat this powerhouse Georgia Bulldogs team, but it all comes down to this little swing pass. On the edge, he breaks a tackle, but he's going to be stopped. There it is. Turnover on downs, and the Georgia Bulldogs, led by Justin Fields in the last year of our sim, are going to win. There it is. Georgia wins, led by Justin Fields last year of the sim. They were one of the best teams throughout. They definitely deserved at least 1 natty over this whole run. I mean, they did have 1 earlier, but 2, that's about where they deserve to be. That is it. Georgia versus Stanford. There it is. Georgia Bulldogs take it. W's in the chat. Justin Fields, as a senior for his home state team, wins it all. Stanford put up a great fight though. They sometimes will get teams that aren't the best get into these national championships and they just get overpowered. But this Sims guy, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, played great. We're able to run decently with their running back, just spreading it out. No one even over 90 yards, and he threw for that many yards. So Stanford played really well. Josh Downs played incredibly well, 173 yards. Fields had 14 on the ground, 187 for this Michael Horn and 2 touchdowns, and Field passed for almost 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Fields, great game there, wins it all. That is it, guys. We still have a little bit left in the video, but that is it. That is the last season. Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship. They ended up with 2. Ohio State ended up with 3. USC ended up with 2. Michigan ended up with 2. Tennessee ended up with 2. Texas A&M ended up with 2. Yeah, that was everything. So Ohio State had the most. Ohio State was probably the best team for the first maybe 10 years of the sim. I'd say who was consistently near the top the most? Probably Notre Dame and USC, honestly. Texas won one in the second year, but that was before we really had many of our guys throughout. But yeah, wow, there it is. No, we don't want to exit. We're going to sim through the rest of bowl season. We're just going to look at the final stats for the year, final, All-Americans, Heisman, everything like that. We know DJ won the Heisman, but look at the final top 25, and then that'll wrap it up. 21-year sim. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you watched all 4 videos and got to this point, that is absolutely insane. Thank you a ton. Leave a like, a sub if you guys enjoyed this. I have some really cool stuff planned for this channel. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with this how this turned out. I'm going to do another one in the future where obviously we do the playoff. I just didn't want to mess anything up. I've never done the playoff before, and it is not complicated, but there is a few more steps. So I just didn't want to screw anything up, but it is definitely something else I'll be doing in the future. Okay, so there it is. Georgia, West Virginia. Notes there isn't even another team with 1 loss. 1 loss. So Georgia was by far the best team in the country this year with a bullet. No one even close. All-Americans. Singletary at USC. This guy was an absolute freak over his career. Skoronski, Evan Neal, kind of it there. Second team, Trevion Henderson, Darnell Wright, Charles Cross, Brian Brissy. There we go. Okay, we're just going to look at the stats here a little bit. Singletary, a 200 rating. His last 2 years were incredible for USC. He passed for 4,600 yards this year and didn't even have any of his receivers from last year. This guy was a freak. Rattler had a great year too. Look at yards. Royal, so actually led the country. Clint Sims, so Stanford was passing the ball all over the yard. Bryce Young had a good year. I mean, it wasn't bad at all. Spencer Rattler, how was his career? So yeah, over 3,000 yards. Yeah, he had a really good career. Didn't throw a ton of picks. Really nice at Boise. Justin Fields obviously was really good this year. What did he rush for? 920 yards. So yeah, Fields was great this year, led them to the national championship, obviously. We look at rushing. This guy, 2,000 yards, big season. None of our guys. Trevion, as a sophomore, ran for 1,468 yards. That is crazy. Lewis had the most touchdowns. As a quarterback, he ran for 20. 1,700 yards to that guy. George Pickens, 1,200 yards. Leading. Terrace Bryant, was that one of our guys? Maybe not. Josh Downs had a nice year, 1,100 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Look at defenses. None of our guys right there. Tackles for loss. Not really. QB sacks. Not really. INTs. No. Oh, Kool-Aid and Stingley. Wow. That's pretty nice to have at corner. Both your outside corners getting 5 picks each. Okay, we are going to quickly look at just some of the big teams this year. How has Anthony Richardson been here? 130 QBR, 2,700 yards, not great. Ran for 800 yards, but definitely not incredible. He's, especially considering he's a junior, he's not that young. So, national champions, Georgia, 3,200 yards. Really nice. Ran for, what did we say, like 900 yards, added 6 touchdowns. Their horn was really good for them. Downs, #1 receiver, played really well. Definitely passed it a little more at Georgia this year, which helped, I think. LSU, they were not very good this year. Miami, yeah, this guy, I mean, they had a pretty decent record. They were really good to start the year, and I don't even know who they had. Like, they had nothing offensively, or nothing like of our guys and stuff. I'm interested to see Notre Dame here. So, didn't have the great QB play this year. I think that probably really held them back. Trevion was great for them. Didn't have, they had the great tight ends, and this Sean Allen's not a bad number one receiver to have. Mayer, they threw 6 passes to. Jeez, and he's a 93 overall. Defensively, Trayvon had a nice year, 6.5 sacks. Healy had 5 picks. That's pretty good. Ohio State wasn't great. I want to look at Tennessee and USC just because Bryce, 140 QB rating is not incredible, but it's good. 270. So yeah, they threw the ball quite a bit more. Yeah, they didn't really run the ball that much. Pickens, Addison, Butler, Washington, they really spread it around too. So they just didn't quite get it done. They always had great teams last maybe 6 to 7, 8 years and weren't able to get it done. When was their last natty? It wasn't really when they were like great. It was 2015. So it was 8 years ago. It was kind of before they were getting their crazy recruiting classes. But yeah, we know they had some good interception numbers this year with McKinstry and Stingley. Okay, gonna quickly look at USC because this Singletary, 4,600 yards, 49 touchdowns. He ran for 871 and 9 touchdowns. Holy crap. So he was incredible this year. Oh my goodness. Receiving, this Wesley, only an 89, he had 1,500 yards. Yeah, they were just passing the ball all over everyone. Defensively, didn't really have a ton of like our big guys, big recruits on defense lately. But there it is, guys. So that is going to be it. Thank you. Like I said, everybody who watched this sim, I think it turned out really cool. There's some things I'm going to do different next time, but I think it's something that's never been done. All together over the 4 videos, it's going to be close to 12 hours long. So if you made it this far and you watched all, holy crap, you're freaking crazy. I probably spent over 100 hours making this video. My editor spent not quite as much time, but a ton of time on it as well. So it was definitely crazy. The videos are doing really well for the most part that have been released. So I thank everybody a ton. Like I said, if you made it through this far, that's crazy. Thank you guys. I have some really cool stuff on the way. So if you haven't subbed yet and you want to, definitely sub down below so you guys don't miss it. But that is it, guys.